Overnight low of 72. Right now, we've got some sunshine. It's 81 degrees in downtown St. Louis at 9:03. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Brought to you by Jack in the Box.
Spending 2 hours staring at the back of someone's bumper isn't the best way to end your day. So Jack in the Box is giving you a bonus with their new Bonus Jack Combo. Fries, a drink, and a burger with your choice of 1, 2, or 3 patties starting at just $4.49. Get so much more.
Chris Ranji, Amy Marks Kors, The Chris and Amy Show.
Check it out. St. Louis, Mound City. We are going to have a great day today
On 104.1 FM.
Let's take it from the top.
KMOX.
Good morning, friends. It is Tuesday, August 12th. I'm going to sing the whole show. What do you think?
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. I have had 5 sips of coffee, and I feel extraordinary.
I think it's because you're ready for the playoffs. You believe in this team.
Let's go!
The Cardinals are coming to a lot.
Cardinals are coming back, baby. Amy Marks Kors, Chris Ranji, good morning to you. Welcome in, and we welcome you to the fun. We've got so much fun in store for you today. 314-436-7900. Join us by calling and texting. Voice messages on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. You can also listen to the show live. You can listen to Cardinals baseball live directly from the Odyssey app. And if you're a visual person, maybe you're watching at home on your smart TV or on your pooter or on your telephone, which has a screen, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Follow us at Chris Amy KMOX.
Time now for the top of the order. The top 3 stories everyone will be talking about.
St. Louis County Police are asking for reform to the point system to allow them to implement tougher punishment on juveniles that commit violent crimes.
And President Trump has, taken over the police force in Washington, D.C. He is mobilizing 800 National Guard troops to fight crime in the city.
Cardinals take the series opener against the Colorado Rockies. That team stinks. And the Cardinals did exactly what they need to do, which is win. They will continue the series tonight. 6:45 first pitch. It's here on KMOX. We're the home of the Cardinals the foreseeable future. We've extended in case you didn't know, we've extended our relationship with the Cardinals. So we'll be with them beyond this season, next season.
They're taking it to the next level.
Season after. Yeah. Where else are the Cardinals going to go? Come on. It's KMOX, baby.
At noon o'clock today, do not forget that the Gas House Gang will be having its weekly conversation with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol. And you go like 30, 40 minutes with Ollie.
It's always a good conversation.
He sees the comments on the YouTube stream. I mean, it is an interactive, you can't get this kind of access anywhere else conversation.
That is a very true thing because we do stream live on the visuals, so YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, and people will comment, and he sees almost all of them. So if you have any questions for him, we'll try to get to as many of those as we can. And there's a very good chance that he sees what you have to say, and he's willing to talk about just about anything. I think he's great.
And he likes it. I mean, I ran into him at Adam Wainwright's Big League Impact event at the factory a couple of weeks ago and told him, we love that he does it. The fans love it. He's like, do they? He's like, that's great. He said that he enjoys it. He likes answering questions. And like you said, he doesn't back down from anything. He doesn't get defensive. He answers the questions. So that's at noon, which is a bunch of fun.
I mean, there are times where he does this thing, which I don't mind, where you can ask him something and you say, well, have you thought about whatever? And he goes, well, what would you do? Because who would you, for example, who would you start instead? Or who would you play here instead? Or how much playing time? Which is, I think it's a good thought exercise because a lot of times when people do have questions for a manager, they're not really thinking it through themselves. But also, it's not our job to know. It's his job. So
when you give an answer or when people give an answer to that, does he consider it and say, I see that point? Yeah,
he does. And that's what's great about him is that he is so willing to really. Here's what I ask of a baseball manager. I know we're going to move on here. All I need is for them to have a good, solid answer for why they've done something or made a decision. Because it's not like calling plays in football. Football, you have to have an offensive game plan that is very, very, very different than baseball players playing.
Mm-hmm.
You're not calling for the home run play because it's just not how it works, right? You're counting on a hitter to have a good at bat. So what I ask is that they have good explanations, that they have thought something through, and they can articulate, here's why we decided to do it. You may not like the reason, but this is what we were thinking. And I also like for managers to, after the fact, go, that was a bad call on my part. Here's what I should have done instead. So, and he does that. And that's what I think makes him pretty good.
Yep. There you go. Later in this hour, around 9:30, we are going to talk about youth violent crime, specifically carjackings that have happened in the area, and how police and law enforcement are calling for a reform to the point system after multiple carjackings, because you may have seen in the news that a week after a teen was arrested for 2 carjackings, let me rephrase this. A teen was arrested for 2 carjackings a day apart. He was caught carjacking, and because of the point system, you can commit a felony and you still can't be arrested. If you're a Class A felony, it counts as 15 points. You need 15 points to be arrested. But anything beneath that, you can't arrest the teen. And my understanding is that includes attempted murder, which is insane, that it could be a pretty violent incident, and you can't keep the teen because it only counts as 12 points. So at any rate, we're going to get more into that. We're also going to chat with KMOX newsroom reporter Sean Malone about the update on that push for reform to the system. I wanted to give our listeners a chance to vent or opine, because we, if nothing else, are a public service. 314-436-7900.
Can't wait for this.
Did you get caught in the traffic this morning?
Did you get caught in the traffic this morning? It's such a ridiculous. Okay, please continue with this concept.
So there was like a 9-car crash on Highway 270 this morning.
Hope everybody's okay.
I do too. But
because it was a real inconvenience for some of us.
So here's the thing. 99% of the time, causing a car accident is the most selfish thing you can do, because unless you had a medical event, the person who caused the car accident did something stupid. They were distracted. They were tailing the person in front of them
driving
too closely.
Too fast. Yeah.
They were reaching for a water bottle, looking at their phone, trying to eat, messing with the radio, whatever it may be. 99% of the time, the person who causes the car accident, like, they truly are at fault. They did something dumb.
This is why you just put it on KMOX when you leave your house and leave it. Yeah. Don't change it. Don't change it to music. Don't change the next song. Oh, I don't like this artist. I'm going to hear somebody else. Don't do that. Just leave it on KMOX, especially between 9 and 12.
Yeah.
9 and 1. You want to hear the Gas House Gang too.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. But that's the thing. And so when you cause an accident, it's so selfish. It's just a really selfish thing. It ruins everyone else's day. They're late for work. What if they're late for a surgery? They're driving someone to the hospital. What if they're late for a really important meeting, and this sets their whole career back? You've changed the trajectory of people's lives by looking at your phone and being a distracted driver. Again, I hope no one was hurt. But here's the thing. We're not used to traffic. We don't have DC traffic. We don't have LA traffic. So when we experience traffic, it is incredibly off-putting. It's just so foul. I feel like, listen, I know this city. We are critical of our own town. We love it, but we're critical of it. We've got a lot of problems. We want it to be better. But one of the great things about this town is it doesn't have any traffic. When you don't have a lot of people, you don't have a lot of traffic. And so anyway, 270 was from 44 to 40, just parking lot. Parking lot. My blood pressure is through the roof.
Because of this traffic?
Yes. I bailed. I got on Manchester. I bailed. I had to take Manchester East because I thought this is not working. I sat on Lindbergh and didn't move. Anyway,
So here's what's funny about this.
that's the
'Cause it is-
story. That's
I mean,
the whole story.
If you live in a real city,
Yeah.
like a major city,
Like Chicago.
just it's part of your day. Which I suppose people who live here, one of the reasons they do live in St. Louis
That's
is
the
because
whole point, Ron.
there isn't traffic.
Yeah. It's like,
I wouldn't choose to live in a place because there's no traffic.
it's like
That
if-
would not be me, but I know for other people that's
I
important.
don't think it's the main reason, but it's definitely easy living. And I do have a friend who, for multiple reasons, moved back here from Washington, D.C. And she said she would get so mad in DC traffic. One, you could literally ride your bike faster than you could drive in DC. And two, she goes, I would get so mad in traffic that I just thought, I'm leaving. I'm
leaving.
moving. I can't do this every day. Like it just made, she's like, it's my whole day. I can't work out because I got to plan for traffic. You're right. Because if you're in the car for an hour and a half or 2 hours, whatever it may be, that's your workout time. And so, yes, traffic is a big deal, but I'm not great with traffic here because I feel like, listen, we don't have a lot going for us, but quick moving highways is one of them.
This is fine. Okay. I can live with this thought process. All right. Here's what I can't deal with.
Yeah.
When traffic does slow down a little bit,
Yeah.
like on 40 between
the gauntlet.
Hanley and Hampton.
Really, but
Okay,
between
but it's-
270 and 170 is the gauntlet.
Okay.
Ugh.
But between Hampton and Hanley,
Yeah.
until you like right where 170 is.
Westbound generally.
Yeah, westbound. It slows down a little bit.
Yeah.
It adds maybe 1 minute to your commute.
At least 3.
And people talk about it
Yeah.
like it was, oh my God, the horrific traffic.
Yeah, it is.
We had horrific traffic.
Horrific.
How many times have you heard people say, oh God, there's going to be ball game traffic? Oh no, we're going to get caught in ball game traffic.
Yeah.
It's like an extra 3 minutes.
I say it.
It's not that big of a
It's
deal.
a big deal. 3 minutes
isn't a big deal.
3 minutes is a shower. Do you know what I mean? Like when you live your
What kind of
life,
showers are you taking?
fast ones,
You got to wash everywhere.
not my hair. That's why on Wednesdays I don't look good. On Wednesdays I have about 3 minutes. Tomorrow,
Is that the day you look like crap?
yeah, that's the day that Alexa Dad and Tamar Sher came in. They came in on a Wednesday, and I just
Oh,
want to be
no.
their friend, and I want them to be like, "Oh,
You
Amy, you're so cool. Want to hang out with us?" And they don't because guess what? I was wearing a white T-shirt and I had wet hair pulled back in a little founding father bun, and I looked insane. No makeup.
Yeah.
I looked like a real boob, and of course they don't want to hang out with me
Yeah,
now.
and as soon as you walked out, they looked at each other and went, ooh.
Ooh.
They did that. I
But
saw
no,
it.
when you are cutting things close and people who work out or have kids who have to do things in the morning, they know what I'm talking about. 3 minutes in the morning is not the same as 3 minutes in the afternoon. 3 minutes in the morning is a shower. 3 minutes in the morning is you can pack a lunch.
I don't think it's as bad as you say, but if you want to vent, you know the number 314-436-7900. Send us your texts, or we really like getting your voice messages on
love
the
'em.
Odyssey app. So go ahead and complain about the
Because
basically non-existent traffic in St. Louis.
like that's,
Go ahead.
That's why like if we meet with my running group, we meet at like 5:30 or 5:15. You've got 90 seconds from that moment to show up. If you are 2 minutes late, we're not waiting for you.
Yeah.
Because 6 minutes late, think, oh, it's only 6 minutes. That's a mile. Now you've wasted a mile. So we have a very strict, like in radio, we live our lives in seconds. And when I'm getting ready in the morning, I live my lives, if not in seconds, by minutes. I'm telling you, the gauntlet around 170, that 3 minute delay.
Check in with
The
us,
shower.
314-436-7900. Again, voice messages, drop them on the Odyssey app, record it and send it if you want to vent about the traffic, which isn't really bad in
Just
St. Louis.
this morning.
So just let
Just
us
this morning.
know.
I was there with you.
Let
in
us know
spirit.
how bad it feels to you and give us a metaphor. We love metaphors on
Oh,
this show.
I've got a good metaphor at 9:30.
We also have a good question of the week. We're going to tell you what that is and more. The show is good today for once. We're going to talk to
Finally.
a Top Gun commander,
We
former
are.
Top Gun commander, Kevin McLaughlin, who is his call sign is Proton.
Proton.
And he was also a consultant on the Top Gun Maverick movie, Well, he's joining us because the FA-18 Super Hornet, the 30th anniversary of its first flight is this year. And the Museum of Transportation is celebrating that, which is a very cool thing. A lot of St. Louis ties. So we're going to talk to Proton at 11 o'clock. We also have a Sandy Lamott, who has done or is reporting on studies about what you can do about fighting early stage Alzheimer's. And there's some good news out there. We're going to talk to Sandy about that. That is happening at 11:30. It's the Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Don't get lulled into believing the IRS is getting soft. It's just the opposite. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. We are being told by IRS collection officers that their higher-ups are demanding that they get more aggressive than ever. So don't ignore them any longer. Level up. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call the Lance Story Law Firm today and let us get between you and the IRS. We'll protect your rights, including your right to appeal or even your right to take the IRS to tax court. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney team who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Story Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis, or visit Lance, DRURY, law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Lance Story Law Firm, 314-260-6120.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Do you have a dark curiosity? Heart Starts Pounding, Horrors, Hauntings, and Mysteries is a weekly podcast hosted by me, Kaylin Moore. Each week, I'll take you on a dark journey through terrifying true urban legends, bizarre true crime cases, chilling tales of backwoods horror, and more. So if you're looking to join a passionate community of the darkly curious, check out Heart Starts Pounding on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. And remember, stay curious.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-311-9595. That's 800-311-9595.
There's been a lot of talk about tariffs, how it's going to do this and it's going to destroy the economy. Prices are going to go up. Depending where you get your news from or your information from, it's going to make everything unaffordable and so on and so forth. Tariffs have absolutely zero effect on the heating and cooling equipment that we purchase. So don't be misled and fooled that if you're told that you have to buy something now because of tariffs, call me. That's the nicest thing I can say. Call me for a second opinion. Bart Inman, one easy number, Missouri and Illinois. There's only one. If you do not dial this number, it will be the wrong number. It is area code 314-293-2600. Again, easiest number, Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600, or on the computer, bartinman.com. Remember, 0% financing is available for most up to 60 months. Fantastic.
We all have someone we love, like the favorite lyric in our favorite song. You can't imagine life without them. So tell them today, I love you. Get screened. It could help save their life. Visit cancer.org/getscreened to learn more.
It's the Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX, sponsored by the St. Louis Aquarium. Explore the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station. KMOX is now on 104.1 FM, the same great station with even better sound.
Chris Ranji, Amy Mark Scores with you. We appreciate your participation in today's program. 314-436-7900.
You know what happens if you don't participate?
Oh, no, come on, Ron. I told you to stop doing this.
Okay, well, I'm going to threaten people.
Oh
if you don't participate in the show, I will show up to your house and I will set something there on fire.
Oh my gosh.
Not the whole house.
Don't say that.
Maybe a bush.
No.
Maybe a
You
lawn
have to
chair.
take that back because that's like a real crime. Usually you're
Maybe-
less specific.
Maybe the swing that you just built out back. Maybe the tree house you
No,
built.
stop.
Maybe your favorite bed of flowers. So that's all you have to do to avoid that.
314-436-7900. You can report this man. What in the world are you doing?
If you listen,
He's trying to make an attempt. This
this
is what I said yesterday.
This is called a call to action.
No, you take it too far because you think you're cute. You think it's cute.
I don't think it's cute.
To threaten people. You
Isn't
think
it?
it's cute to be mean to the newsroom
They love me.
and hit Stuart in the head.
I don't hit him in the head. I tap his earphones, his headphones.
I just think, ladies and gentlemen, 314-436-7900. All right.
Please join the show.
We have a question of the week.
Yes.
It is baseball related.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually not even related to baseball. It is baseball. It's a baseball question.
It is a baseball question. So, Cardinals have won a couple of games here straight. They've won 6 of their last 10, which isn't remarkable, but it's still pretty good considering they have traded away at the deadline. They have subtracted from the roster. They did not go into the trade deadline saying, we're going to add because we know we're a playoff team. So you could say that the Cardinals have, the front office anyway, for lack of a nicer term, they've sort of punted on the season. They know this is about, getting ready for the future. However, they are still only 3 games out of a wild card spot as of today with 120 games played. There are 42 left to go. So the question of the week is this. As of today, August 12th, the Cardinals are 3 games from a playoff spot. How confident are you they can make a postseason run with just over 40 games left? And here are your options.
Okay.
Let's just focus on 2026. Get back to me in a month. I'm cautiously optimistic. Or it's 2011 all over again, baby.
Hey, 2011.
They
If you
were-
remember, they didn't have strong starting
They
pitching.
well,
Tony La Russa had to play like whack-a-mole. That's not really right. With
Whack-a-mole.
Not whack-a-mole with his bullpen. But, I mean, he used the bullpen extensively. He wasn't relying on the strongest rotation.
Well, he did have good starters. I mean, he had Chris Carpenter. It was.
But like what, Loesch? Was he one of the starters?
Yeah, Kyle Loesch
Garcia?
was there.
those
Jaime
aren't
Garcia,
the-
Jake Westbrook.
Those aren't the biggest names
It's
in
better
baseball.
than what they had. It's better than the rotation now, right?
Well, that's rude.
So it is. I mean, it's just
That's
why
rude.
is it rude? It's just honest.
Well-
I don't think any Cardinals fan listening thinks that this rotation is better than that one.
Maybe that should have been
Sonny
our second
Gray is
question of the
really
week.
good.
Yeah.
Matthew Liberatore could be good someday, but he's got to build himself up. He's just not quite there yet. So there's potential in this rotation. Anyway, that's the question. Just want to know what your level of confidence is. The Cardinals can make any kind of run here, even though they didn't gear up for the playoffs. They sort of got themselves ready for 2026. So it's on our Twitter account. It is pinned at the top at Chris Amy KMOX. We want you to follow us and then vote on our Twitter poll.
Right now.
And the poll will be up for a couple of days until Friday.
And it just started, so I have no problem letting know that it's pretty evenly spread out, except for it's 2011 all over again. Only 3% of people feel that way.
Yeah, very few people believe this is 2011 all over
Now,
again.
Dave is watching on YouTube, and I think he is implying, Ranj, that you should hold your horses.
Yeah.
Because he said, with no punctuation, they're playing the Rockies.
Who they play before that, Dave?
Well, he didn't say that.
Yeah, well, when Dave checks back in and lets me know who they played before that, then we'll talk to Dave.
This is the problem with Ranj, is that he's so optimistic and positive all the time that people constantly have to hold him back. This is an issue we've had consistently. That Chris Ranji, he is just too much of a homer, and he's too positive, and he's too optimistic. That's what people say. And you know what? They're right. They're right.
All right, in case Dave doesn't know, they played the Cubs and took 2 of 3. Before that, they played the Dodgers and took 2 of 3. So I'm not saying that they are going on a run. I'm asking you your level of confidence. So you know where mine is? Mine is, and this is what I have chosen. I'm not trying to color the vote, but I just want people to know. I said, get back to me in a month.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Get back to me on September 12th, and we'll see.
Colonel Ripper, who's watching on YouTube, is calling you Pollyanna Ranji.
Which is funny because nobody has ever said that about me.
It's the new you.
I kind
Pollyanna
of like
Ranji.
I like the new me.
He got back from Sheboygan,
Yeah.
a new man.
I love it.
What happened in Sheboygan?
What do you mean?
Well, why did
why did I become like
a better
this?
person?
Well, because I got ordained and I did a ceremony. I married two lovely people.
You're not ordained.
I am. Yes.
You're certified.
That's ordained.
No,
It is.
it's not.
It is. That's what the email says from monastery.org. Says I've been ordained.
How long did it take to get ordained?
I didn't even know I was ordained. I got an email that said, "Congratulations, you're ordained now." And I texted the first couple that I married, and I said, "Hey, did you guys do something for me?" They're like, "Yeah, we signed you up and we paid for it." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So that's what happened.
So now what you're doing is you're feeling the responsibility on your shoulders.
Right. So
Pollyanna Ranji, go ahead and vote on our Twitter poll at Chris Amy KMOX.
That's Amy Marks Kors. I'm Chris Ranji. Glad you're with us today. 314-436-7900. It is the Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX.
The Dave Glover Show.
If you sit down with me and we talk about who I am, what I am, my values, political, voting record, you're never going to walk away and go, that guy's a bleeding heart progressive. I'm just not stupid. And I just don't take bait. And I just don't do things because you tell me to, or that I'm afraid that if I don't, fall in line or get on the bandwagon, people aren't going to like me. Been there, done that for years.
The Dave Glover Show, now on FM, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Grounded third, diving play by Arenado. Big up the out. Unbelievable.
Get ready for the ultimate showdown. The New York Yankees come to Busch Stadium the weekend of August 15th through the 17th, and they're bringing the star power. See sluggers like Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton take on your Cardinals in one of the biggest series of the season. Finish off your summer in style with the Cardinals and Yankees. Great seats still available. Get yours now at Cardinals.com.
This is Nolan Arenado, St. Louis Cardinals, Fort Lulu.
Summer in St. Louis means one thing: Cardinals baseball. It's more than a game, it's an STL tradition. The crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, the boom of the fireworks. It's the soundtrack to summer for Cardinals Nation. So grab your cap and glove and take your spot in the stands, because in St. Louis, baseball is more than a melody, it's our favorite song.
Currently, it is 81 degrees, real field temperature 96, humid with intervals of clouds and sunshine. A heavy thunderstorm could be around this afternoon. Watch for flooding in low-lying areas. A high of 92, low tonight 72. Weather sponsored by the Penn Mutual Life Insurance Company, PennMutual.com/STL. Times are always changing, but Penn Mutual stands the test of time. The 178-year young mutual company is leading the way in life insurance. Ask your independent advisor or go to PennMutual.com/STL.
Hi, my name is Christina Straight, the owner of Straight Realty, and I'm asking you, what do you want in a realtor? Do you want experience? I've been a broker for over 21 years. Do you want to know how much I've sold? I've sold over $500 million, yes, $1 billion with a B in sales. Do you want value? I now list properties for only 2%. So if you're looking for all these things and want the best, then call me 314-441-4444. Why pay more than 2? You can also listen to my podcast on my website, straightrealty.com.
Commissions are not regulated and negotiable. Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri. Hey, St. Louis, this is Ben Barnett, board-certified master arborist with Timberline Professional Tree Care. In my nearly 30 years in the industry, I've seen firsthand what damage falling trees can do to your property. The sad thing is that most trees that fail have defects that can be identified by a well-trained certified arborist. At Timberline, we have 7 ISA certified arborists, 3 of which have gone through extensive training and testing to become tree risk assessment qualified. Our track certified arborists can perform a thorough assessment of your tree and provide mitigation options for your peace of mind. If there's nothing wrong with your tree, we will let you know that it poses a low risk of failure. If it needs to be removed, we'll tell you in a detailed written report. It's all about honesty and integrity here at Timberline Professional Tree Care. So call us today to get a tree risk assessment scheduled, 636-479-7475, or contact us through our website at stltreecare.com.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-311-9595. That's 800-311-9595.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friend Mark Cantor at Cantor Injury Law. So as you know, I'm a lawyer, so I take this very seriously. Mark is a great attorney. He has a great team. He is from St. Louis. He is local. Call 314-628-9999 or visit cantorinjurylaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be solely based on advertisements.
Today, the Cards, the Rockies.
Ameren Total Access 550.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Well, a lot of people listening to KMOX may have heard the story about carjackings about a day apart from the same teens. And now the police are calling for a reform to the point system. So last week, a group of teenagers, they were arrested by the St. Louis police after an armed carjacking that ended after a long car chase, and then it ended up in a crash, and the police were able to capture the teens, arrest the teens involved in it, but then they were immediately released to their parents because their crimes didn't meet the required points on the point system in order for the police to be able to detain them. So you need 15 points as a juvenile to be detained. Now, an armed carjacking, while it's a felony, I guess is not a Class A felony, so it only counted for 12 points. So even though they threatened someone with a gun, that they violently stole this car, and they went back to their parents. One day later, the same group of teens was involved in yet another carjacking. And that day, after that carjacking, after the police got these teens again, Mitch McCoy, a spokesman for the St. Louis police, said we need a reform of this point system. Bridgeton Police Chief Mark Mazzotti said his officers were involved in the first carjacking, and they realized, well, now these suspects were released. They turn around and they commit another armed carjacking. 16 years old.
So I know the argument against trying or treating children as adults when they commit any sort of crime is the concern that they are so young that had they been a little older, they might have been able to handle going to an actual prison. But because they're so young and being tried as an adult, you do have to go to an actual prison, I believe. I don't think there's unless this is something I'm unaware of.
Well, there's a juvenile detention center.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess.
But if you're tried as an adult, is that where they send you to a juvenile detention center? If you are convicted of a crime, is that where you are? If they say, okay, this is 15 years in a juvenile detention center for you or in prison.
Well, I don't know, because this issue is not about charges. It's not about being convicted as an adult. This issue is just that in many police departments, if you're a juvenile and you commit a felony, they can't even detain you for 2 days. Do you know what I mean? This has nothing to do with being.
Well, but it does, though, because detaining somebody for 2 days doesn't solve anything. Because if the concern is if we let this person back out on the street, they're going to go do something else, then you have to hold them. You have to hold them indefinitely to prevent that from happening, which I do think there's a little more nuance here than just, put them away for the rest of their lives because they committed a crime at 16. We have seen people who have done terrible things in their teens and then 20 years later, terribly regret what they have done and they've turned their lives around. I think the goal is that we should want to get to that point, right? Where we do rehabilitate people, that they can become productive members.
But I feel like we're having two different conversations.
I'm not sure that we are.
We're not talking about charging them as adults. In St. Charles County, they can hold the offenders who committed a felony offense.
Right.
So, this is police department to police department. So what we're saying is, if we have juvenile detention centers, we have juvenile court. When you do that, it doesn't stay on your permanent record. Even if you get charged and convicted, it doesn't stay on your permanent record if you go through the juvenile courts. You're also in a juvenile detention center. Maybe how long you have to serve there is is shorter. But the whole point is we have a whole juvenile system. And what their issue is that these kids committed an armed carjacking, a violent crime, a felony, and you can't even get them involved with the juvenile system saying that, hey, we caught you. You carjacked someone at gunpoint. You threatened them. It could be attempted murder. I don't know the details. You then ran from the police, endangered people, crashed the car. You're 16. So we're going to treat you as a juvenile and use our juvenile system rather than just letting them go
but I do
away.
think, this is all part of the same conversation, though, because the general public gets upset about this, and they should be upset about these crimes. I think we all are, and the goal should be to prevent them from happening. Well, if this person is a juvenile when they committed at 16, they've committed a violent carjacking, they've stolen somebody's car, put a gun to somebody's head, pulled them from the car and taken the car. That's a violent crime. Are we satisfied if that kid goes to jail for a year or 6 months or 2 years?
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know, because I think people are like, no, put that kid away for 10 years, 15 years, or 20. He needs to pay for what he's done. And so I do think it is part of the conversation, how long they're detained, how long they're put away, because from the public's perspective, it is get that person off the street so they can't do this again. I'm not sure that if they're put away for a year, that's going to necessarily solve the problem. And it certainly won't satisfy the general public.
I guess I don't understand this comparing not being able to get them involved in the juvenile justice
because it's about
system.
The end game. It's about the end game is to prevent the crime from happening again.
I guess I don't understand because I feel like you're using.
I don't know what's so hard to understand about this.
You're using hypothetical people who want to put these kids away for the rest of their lives.
It isn't hypothetical. That's what people think.
Well, it's not. That's not in the story, and that's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying because this is what the police officer himself is saying, what the police chiefs are saying, that you're not helping kids. If a kid with a gun and an armed carjacking who's committing a felony, who runs from the police, who crashes his car, who has no regard. We know these kids. This kid has no regard for human life, or he wouldn't do all these things. You don't help the kids turn their lives around by just letting them walk free, go home to their parents. You help the kids by saying, here are the consequences to your action. Now, because you're a minor, we're not charging you as an adult. No one's going to know your name. This isn't going to stay on your permanent record. You're going to face the consequences of your severe crime that you committed, the violent crime you committed. But then they have a chance after 6 months or a year to turn their life around. I think if we are not doing the kids any favors by having zero consequences for this type of action, because obviously they're going to repeat the cycle. This is about the juvenile courts and allowing police departments and people involved in the juvenile justice system to deter crime and help turn these kids around.
That's great. Again, I do think this is all part of the same conversation, though, because what people want is to make sure it doesn't happen again, that there is less threat of them having their car taken from them at gunpoint. So they want that kid who's committed that crime to be put away. And I think we need to have a conversation. Certainly, maybe this point system does need to be reformed, and I definitely agree with that. I think we have to have a greater conversation about how you actually handle long-term a 16-year-old kid who does this. Because if we have to talk about the amount of time they spend in a facility and what happens in that facility, how they are rehabilitated, because the goal should be ultimately to get them back out into society and contribute in a meaningful way. So, but I think it's all part of the same. I don't know why you're so confused. This is part of the same big conversation. The point is, how do we stop crime? How do we prevent carjackings from happening? How do we lessen them from happening? You're never going to fully get rid of stuff like that. You're not going to fully get rid of murder or robberies, armed robberies. They're going to continue to happen. So we have to figure out, what do we do to minimize that?
Mm-hmm. I think that's the point. I think it's allow some type of consequences and utilize the juvenile courts that I would argue, I mean, there are a lot of kids out there who know the juvenile courts that if you're going to commit a crime, do it before you're 18 because it won't stay with you. They know it. That's been said. That's been documented. So if anything, I don't think the juvenile courts are being too harsh. If anything, people know, you may face some time, you may face some consequences, but it's not going to stick with you. So any of the big stuff, do it as a kid. I do think that's why there's also, not only do you have the invincibility and cavalier approach when you're a teenager anyway, but if you know, one, there most likely won't be consequences, and two, those consequences are going to evaporate,
Do we know that kids are thinking, hey, man, I can do it now. When I'm 18, I can't do this anymore.
I have had conversations with those in law enforcement who said they absolutely know.
That happens a lot.
I mean, I'll give you the number so you can talk to. I don't know what else to say, but I do know that, from those in law enforcement that it happens. And I do think having some involvement with the juvenile justice system, which doesn't stay with you, is more likely to deter crime than letting them just go home.
Sean Malone is covering this story. He is scheduled to join us at 10:45. We might adjust, though. We've had some changes in the lineup for today. Proton can't be with us anymore.
I don't know.
The Top Gun commander
is out.
He's out.
He is out like Trout. And so
he got one of those F-18s and flew away.
I think he did.
He's in a Super Hornet. And
like at the end of Top Gun where he gets in one of the old planes.
The F-14.
Yeah, you got
the one with
F-14.
with the wings that used to.
Yeah.
I still don't understand the wings.
Of all planes or just that one?
That one, because they extended and then they retracted. I don't know.
Top Gun is the best. But anyway, Proton cannot make it. Normally we would talk to Dave Simons on Tuesday. He's unable to make it this week. So, man, radio is exciting.
Because of last minute changes?
Yes.
I love last minute changes.
I do too. I feel like it really showcases our ability.
Adaptability.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Wow. Aren't you proud, St. Louis? I think you should be.
I think you must have done something. Suddenly all the guests are canceling.
You're proud of Amy Marks Kors and Chris Ranji because we are adjusting on the fly.
That's right. Like a Top Gun
a pilot would. Like a pilot would cancel last minute.
We're the Maverick of radio.
Chris and Amy, we have Did You See This? One of our favorite segments coming up next on KMOX.
Hey guys, Dave and Rach here for our good friends at Smart Mouth. So it is unique by the very definition of the word. It's the only mouth rinse out there with two chemicals that combine to prevent bad breath for 24 hours a day with just 2 rinses a day.
Never have bad breath again. You can find Smart Mouth locally at Schnucks and Deerbergs or at Walgreens, Walmart, and Amazon. Visit smartmouth.com to snag a special discount on your next Smart Mouth purchase. That's smartmouth.com/Glover.
Calling all future sportscasters. Sharpen your skills and learn from the best of the Missouri Broadcasters Association Sportscasters Forum Tuesday, September 16th in St. Louis. Join Cardinals beat reporters, broadcasters, and the legendary John Rooney, the voice of the Cardinals, for insider sessions on play-by-play, interviewing, reporting, and more. Then cap the day with a Cards-Reds game at Busch Stadium. Open to college students and broadcasting pros. Just $10 for students, lunch, and a game ticket. Space is limited. Registered by September 2nd at MissouriBroadcasters.com. sportscasters.org.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to stand on the mound and throw out the first pitch at a Cardinals game? Well, this is your chance to experience it for yourself all week long. Listen to Total Information AM for your chance to win the grand prize of a first pitch at the August 17th Cards-Dodgers game and a Shanco gift card. Grand prize courtesy of Shanco. More information on how you can throw out the first pitch? Log on to KMOX.com/contests.
When you get hurt, you don't want to end up on the injured list. You want to get back in the game, stronger than ever. At Morgan & Morgan, we're the home run hitters you need. Morgan & Morgan, proud sponsor of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-969-0686 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-969-0686. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-969-0686 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-969-0686.
Your biggest choice in home restoration is, who do you trust with your home, your most valued asset? Well, if you can match Banner Construction's experience and dedication to excellence, Banner is an elite preferred James Hardy contractor and Pella window specialist. Restoration is a one-time opportunity to have Banner's design team show you architectural options to make your home the neighborhood showcase. Call for a free consultation today. 314-569-1050. Now hiring qualified carpenters. BannerConstruction.com.
Don't miss the return of La Cage aux Folles, last seen at the Muni nearly 40 years ago. This show is Harvey Fierstein and Jeremy Herman's hilarious romp about complicated family dynamics. You are going to love it. I'll meet you at the Muni.
Muni in Forest Park. The hilarious musical that inspired The Birdcage returns to the Muni. Don't miss the fabulous La Cage aux Folles, August 8th through 14th. Sponsored by the Steinberg Family Foundation. For tickets, visit muni.org.
You've got a ton of equity in your home. You're sitting on a gold mine, and you could do so much with all that cash, like travel, invest it, or pay off debt, but you can't touch it unless you sell your home. But you really don't want to move. And besides, homes are sitting on the market for a long time these days. You're trapped, right? Well, not with Truehold. With Truehold, you can cash out your equity in as little as 30 days. And listen, you don't have to move. You can stay in the home you love as a renter. So that's Truehold's Sell and Stay program. You cash out your entire home's value and stay put. Truehold even covers property taxes, property insurance, and essential repairs. So imagine using that equity to travel, invest, or pay off debt and stay in your home. It's brilliant, especially in this slow market. You get an all-cash offer now by calling 1-855-300-9993. You can also visit Truehold.com, the smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
Chris and Amy now. The Dave Glover Show at 1 on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX. Now, did you see this? With Chris and Amy.
Well, I feel kind of bad bringing this up because I don't know all the deets because I just saw this.
Oh, great. You're just going to speculate.
Well, I just saw it at 12:12 a.m. Taylor Swift announced her 12th studio album, The Life of a Showgirl.
That's right. You're just now seeing this.
Yeah,
that was my whole night last night.
Well, then what did she do on the Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce podcast? Because she went on this podcast and it's her.
I wonder how they got her.
It's her with Travis Kelce, and he's like, oh, I love, she goes, I'm going to hold something up. And she pulls out a briefcase, suitcase thing and holds up an album that's completely blurred out. And she's like, it's my new album. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And is that what dropped at 12:12?
Yes.
The podcast.
Yes. What do you think? I'm excited.
I mean, I'm not a big
All
Swift
she
fan because all
does-
her songs just sound the same
No, they
to
don't.
me.
No, they don't.
And they're a little
Okay.
self-pity.
Okay, stop it.
She needs to have a triumphant album like, hey, things are going
She's
well
got
for me.
plenty of those kinds of songs.
Oh, they're all kind of
All
like,
she does,
nobody gets me.
all she does is drop bangers. I don't know what you're talking about. You need to come around on this.
I don't think I will.
It's very off-putting
And
that you don't like Taylor
I'm pretty
Swift.
good. And people think, oh, you just don't like no, she's like way, I mean, I would be Taylor Swift in a heartbeat.
Super talented.
Super talented. That's why people that I love, like The National, collaborated with her. Because if you collaborate with her, it's like collaborating with a genie of success. Like she's just like, it's like a genie in a lamp, and she's just unbelievable. Everything she touches turns to gold. It's just not, I don't like that type of music, which is a little surprising. I know she moved from the country pop to just pop
Mm-hmm.
because you hate
Yeah.
country pop.
I don't like country music.
So you probably don't like her early
Can't
stuff.
get down with it.
Because you don't like country pop. You
Right.
complain about it incessantly.
Only when it comes up.
I like Muse.
I'm really good at blocking it out.
Are
I
you?
somehow spend a lot of time and have spent a lot of time
Yeah.
in country bars over the last 10, 15 years. And I am so good because that's what my friends like to do.
Is that why
So-
you're always wearing that honky tonk hat?
That's right. Great place, by the way. Really nice people there. I am very good at blocking out country music. It's when I am out at a country bar, it's almost like there's no music.
Wow.
I don't know how I do it. It's like noise canceling headphones on at all
Well,
times.
at any
but it's
rate-
only country canceling headphones.
I don't really like the like self-pity victim lyrics.
It's not all self-pity. You stop it.
But
All
she
right,
is
so,
very successful.
Amy, would you like to know how good of a state Missouri is?
Sure.
And for that matter, Illinois? Well, Wallet
Well,
Hub.
those are two different states.
Well, I know, because that's part of our listening audience.
Well, that's
Wallet Hub has released its list of
yeah.
best places to live in the United States. And they use factors like cost of living,
Okay.
housing prices, job availability.
Traffic.
I don't think they factored in traffic. Also, health and safety,
Mm-hmm.
whether you have adequate access to activities, children, education for kids, so on and so forth. So these are the sorts of things they use. Would you like to know where Missouri ranks?
Sure.
28th.
Okay.
28 out of 50.
That's why they call us the Midwest.
This place is so mid. The great state of Illinois is at 17.
Oh.
So
That's only because they have Chicago.
the top 5 states to live in, according to Wallet Hub,
Mhm.
Massachusetts,
Mhm.
Idaho.
Oh no, Idaho is where Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher lived. It's
So-
beautiful.
Okay.
It's you know what it is? It's Jackson Hole without as
Oh,
many
yeah.
tourists.
Okay.
Yeah.
New
I know, but everybody thinks it's the potatoes. It's not. It's the mountains.
No one's moving to Idaho for the potatoes. You can get potatoes literally like everywhere. They're delivered.
Well, it's the mountains, okay?
New Jersey is number 3. Wisconsin, number 4. I was just in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin's gorgeous.
I do like Wisconsin.
It's beautiful.
And number 5 is Minnesota.
Minnesota's beautiful.
Yep.
It really is.
So
It's
do you want to know
gorge.
the bottom 5 worst states to live in?
Mississippi.
Is 47.
Okay.
Give me a couple more
Okay.
guesses. So we've
Louisiana.
got this is the second worst.
Alabama.
That is 41st.
Oh,
Is
okay.
41st.
We're
Anybody-
going to have to continue this guessing game later.
Okay, so the bottom 5: Alaska, Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana, and the worst state to live in,
Yeah.
New Mexico.
What?
That's what it says.
Arkansas is actually really pretty.
Now, it's not what this says. Wallet Hub disagrees.
Wallet Hub is just some guy in his mom's basement, I bet. No one's ever checked in on Wallet Hub.
There's a guy right here. He's not in his mom's basement. His name's Chip Lupo. He's a Wallet Hub analyst.
He's the Wallet Hub analyst.
That's Amy Marks Kors. I'm Chris Ranji. Album. I'm looking at the Taylor Swift's album right now. Her new album is out. Hour 2 of the show coming up next on KMOX.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE SIPC.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Seems like back to school happens earlier each year.
First day of school coming in hot.
And this year, my kids had massive supply lists.
Folders, notebooks, and pens. Oh, the humanity.
But Staples had everything I needed, with some items just 25 cents.
Watch the small print.
No. My back to school budget was saved by Staples Easy Button.
Everything for school, in stock and as low as 25 cents. Staples.
That was easy.
In store, online, and on the app. NC 23 while supplies last.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson. Paid for by Action Matters. Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out.
Attention parents of children who have used the gaming platform known as Roblox. If your child was a victim of sexual abuse or harm of any kind while using the Roblox platform, you may be entitled to compensation. Roblox is facing multiple high-profile lawsuits, including an ongoing class action, alleging it failed to protect users from foreseeable dangers that led to the grooming, exploitation, and sexual abuse of minors on the platform. Claims allege Roblox turned a blind eye to predators, unsafe games, and deceptive monetization practices that targeted children. Victims were contacted through in-game chats and coerced into private conversations on third-party apps. If you believe your child may have been a victim of grooming, sexual abuse, or harm of any kind while using the Roblox platform, you may be entitled to a cash settlement. Text our helpline now to find out if you have a viable compensation claim against Roblox. Text GONE to 32 32 32. That's GONE to 32 32 32. GONE to 32 32 32.
This Labor Day weekend, we're celebrating Bob's Discount Furniture's 200th store milestone with the entire Bob's family across the country. For more than 30 years, we've believed everyone deserves the home they love. That's why we brought our everyday low prices on furniture, mattresses, and more to over 200 locations from coast to coast and counting. Not to mention free treats for the whole family in our cafes. Celebrate Bob's Discount Furniture's 200 store milestone this Labor Day weekend. Oh, my Bob!
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Mid-America's most trusted voice for news. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It is 10 o'clock and we've got sunshine in downtown St. Louis, 83 degrees. I'm Debbie Monterey. A South City private school is celebrating.
Just about 3 years after nearly closing, St. Mary's Southside Catholic High School has finalized a sale with the Archdiocese to split off and operate as their own private Catholic school. They're going to be purchasing the 23-acre property and its buildings from the Archdiocese for about $1.5 million. And they're also going to partner with local trade unions, they're touting, as part of this sale to give high school students pre-apprenticeship opportunities for college credits and partner with SSM to pair students with journeymen to learn the trades. Outside St. Mary's High School, Sean Malone, KMOX News.
An update on the Georgia man who blamed the COVID-19 vaccine for his depression, who opened fire on CDC headquarters in Atlanta last week, killing one police officer. Authorities say that shooter died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Here's FBI Atlanta Special Agent in Charge Paul Brown.
With nearly 500 rounds fired and nearly 200 rounds striking facilities on the CDC campus, that's been a focus of ours to process that scene.
Some CDC employees are speaking out, blaming Health Secretary RFK Jr. for calling the CDC a cesspool of corruption and deriding the vaccine. They also aim anger at President Trump for not condemning or mentioning that shooting as Trump takes over Washington's police department and activates 800 members of the National Guard. In May, President Trump touted crime being way down in Washington, D.C. 3 months later, he calls it filthy and dangerous. 16 additional tiny homes are being built by Veterans Community Project. That's a nonprofit to end veteran homelessness. Once completed, there will be 50 tiny homes in one village. They're in various stages of completion. Rebecca Tallman is an Air Force veteran and executive director of Veterans Community Project of St. Louis.
When a veteran moves into the homes, it is fully furnished with a bed, a TV, pots, pans, dishes, everything that individual needs to live and thrive.
Then the veteran can take those items with them when they transition to permanent housing. Missouri lawmakers gutted funding earlier this year for the Missouri Technology Corporation. As a result, 4 programs that support entrepreneurs have been suspended. MTC was established by the legislature in the mid-90s as a public-private partnership to grow business and provide venture capital.
Times of sun and clouds, hot and humid this afternoon. A heavy thunderstorm or two will move through during the afternoon and evening hours, any of which can produce flooding downpours, the high 92. Later tonight, partly cloudy, warm and humid, those 73. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
It is 83 degrees with sunshine at 10:03. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX.
You can text in at 314-436-7900. You know that you can leave us a voice message on the Odyssey app. You didn't? Well, you can. The Odyssey app is the app that you put on your phone and you use to listen to KMOX and the podcast and all that stuff. You can get the podcast of the show wherever you get your podcast, but Odyssey is pretty great. And here's a text message, Amy.
Okay.
It says, it's from a 618.
Yeah.
So maybe a Granite City native.
Maybe.
Did Amy really ever sincerely apologize to all of the hardworking, good people of Granite City? Because it seems like she blamed others and didn't take responsibility for her actions. I bet when she rides her bike, she doesn't stop at stop signs.
Well, that's
Do you
a
even
great
have a
point.
bike?
I don't have a bike. But you know what's so funny is I want to get a bike. So guess who I'm going to call? Mom and Dad, and see if they have a bike somewhere in the basement, because I don't have a bike. I haven't ridden a bike in a bazillion years. I will stop at stop signs on my bike because I don't want to get hit by a car.
I'm curious about the bike thing. I haven't really ridden a bike since I was a juvie. So
Like in juvenile detention?
Correct.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'm interested. I think I'd like the bike path in Forest Park. I think I'd be interested in doing all that. I'm not really comfortable doing street biking with cars.
Oh gosh, no.
But I can promise you this. If I did,
Mhm.
I would stop at traffic lights and obey the traffic laws.
My friend.
Unlike the other butthole, cyclists that
Yeah.
that think they're above the law.
So, oh no, if I say a bike, I'm not clipping in. I'm getting like a Huffy hybrid, like from Target. Like that's what I want. I need to go 1 mile.
Huffy.
Yeah, I need to be able to go 1 mile down the neighborhood. That's it. And so we have a lot of cyclists who listen to this show. And I will say they probably agree that the roads are more dangerous than ever for cyclists. My friends who are cyclists or triathletes, this is not hyperbole. I think every single one of them has either been hit by a car or had a run-in with a vehicle. It's bad. It's pretty dangerous.
Were they ever at fault?
Probably. I don't like cyclists.
I'm kind of I get it. And I think if we all were cyclists, this would be great. But we're not.
Well,
you have to share with the cars.
The country roads out in West County, like out in Wildwood and further west into Franklin County, the country roads in Defiance, you get groups of cyclists. And road cyclists are hard to pass because they can go 25, 30 miles an hour on a flat stretch or downhill faster than that.
Yeah.
And they're curvy roads. They're nothing but blind spots, but then you're stuck driving 25, 30 miles an hour. So cars get frustrated, understandably so, and then they try to pass, and it's awful. Road cyclists, it's scary if there's no shoulder.
It's scary to be one, and they do irritate me because a lot of the times, I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of the times are just not, they act like they're not in a vehicle because a bike is considered a vehicle.
If you're going 30 miles an hour, you got to consider yourself a vehicle.
And so they weave in and out of traffic. They're not stopping at stoplights.
So
it's really irritating. And then they get mad at you for getting in their way.
Yeah.
So
have you ever had a cyclist wave you on to pass, but it's kind of a dangerous spot? And so I'm waving back like, no, I'm not going to pass. I'm not going to trust you. But you see, you're not out by my parents very often, obviously, which is way, way out
Kansas.
In Kansas, yeah. Well, like Franklin County, St. Louis County, and those country roads, and they are drop-offs into the woods. There's no shoulder. You get behind a lot of cyclists. It's frustrating, and they really will wave you on. And I hate that because I never want to pass. I don't want to trust them. I don't want to hit another car head on. My friend Luke, I think it's the statute of limitations, so I hope it's okay that I named him. He was a road cyclist for a while, like clipped in. And because he clipped in and he was going through a series of stop signs, maybe it was South City or something where there's just a lot of stop sign and after every intersection, he rolled through. He slow rolled through the intersections, and a cop turned his lights on and pulled him over and gave him a ticket. He still has the ticket, but he did say his cop asked for his license and insurance. And he's like, well, I'm on a bike. I don't have my car insurance with me.
Well, I'm glad he got a ticket.
Well, he got a
deserved
ticket.
it. He absolutely deserved it. You can get a drunk driving ticket on a bike. If you are intoxicated, you cannot operate a bike.
I thought the whole point of Defiance and the Katy Trail is that you can drink wine and then ride your bike back to a bed and breakfast.
Don't know. I don't do that. So I've never been there.
If you've ridden your bike drunk in Defiance, 314-436-7900.
This text message.
Maybe Steve Ellman, the St. Charles County executive. Mr. Executive, if you're listening, we'd love to know what's the rule with that.
So maybe we should take this phone call from Daryl.
Okay.
And I believe Daryl is currently cycling right now.
No, Daryl.
Daryl, are you on a bike? I can't hear.
True, I am literally on my bike.
Okay.
Daryl, be careful.
I will. I got the kids out the house, and we live out in St. Charles, the Newtown, St. Charles, Charlestown area. So I'm caught in the middle on this one. I do believe everybody should respect the cyclists when they are in the road, but get on the sidewalk also. It just, you hate to slow down as a car, and you want to respect the cyclist as a as a vehicle.
But I don't think
you can't be on the sidewalk with the bike. You're really not supposed to. I know kids do it, but you're really not supposed to be. If you're an adult, sidewalk cycling.
Well, also the road bikes, those tires are so thin, you couldn't do that on a sidewalk.
That's true, but I tell my kids right now, two of them are on the sidewalk and two of us are in the street. And my son just ran a stop sign. So
I hope he gets a ticket. I hope.
But sometimes you hate to stop your groove, and you're in a groove, and so I just thought it was just funny.
Well, I feel the same way. Hold on, Daryl. I feel the same way in my car. I don't want to stop my groove. I don't want to stop at the stop sign.
Absolutely not. You better stop your groove in the car.
I'm making
Daryl,
good time here.
Wait, Daryl, do you ever do the serious road bikes where you clip in?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not. No.
Okay.
No. Just too dangerous. I wouldn't.
Right? It is dangerous. And with texting and driving, I don't trust drivers at all.
Daryl.
No.
Do you have a headset in, or you have earbuds or something?
I have earbuds, and I got my little phone on the little mount right here on my handlebars.
Hey.
My kids want to put their phone on the handlebars, and I said absolutely not.
No, because they'll be looking at it.
Yeah.
They'll be looking at TikTok.
Well, thank you for calling in. Be safe.
No problem. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Daryl.
Thanks, Daryl. So
My
Daryl's
kid
responsible.
just ran a stop sign.
Kids aren't very responsible, but Daryl is.
Yeah. I do think, but there's a total difference between the huffy hybrid bike riders that I feel like can get out of the way. And they're also going slow, so they're easy to pass. The clipped in cyclists, man, that's a next level.
And Amy, don't you ever again tell me threats don't work, because here's a text message.
Jeez.
Because I did threaten if people were not listening to us and participating in the show and following us on Twitter.
Yeah.
And
You were going to just vandalize. It's terrible.
yeah, I said I would go to your house and set something on fire. So this text message says, I was scared for my favorite bush at my house.
Yeah. You threatened the bushes.
I did threaten
You
bush.
threatened the shrubbery.
I said I would set something on fire. Not the whole house, chair,
Shrubbery.
bush, swing set, whatever. So this person says, I was scared for my favorite bush at my house.
Mhm.
So I figured I would text in. St. Louis traffic is nothing
Mhm.
compared to other cities.
Right.
So when we have traffic that slows everyone down, it makes me irrationally angry, because I definitely do not factor in traffic time when driving around the city.
Does this guy give his name?
No.
I love this man. Not only because he texted in about his favorite bush, but also because he gets it. We don't have traffic. This city doesn't need traffic. Every minute that you're in traffic is unnecessary in St. Louis. And that's why we get so irrationally angry. When I drive through Chicago, there's traffic. It's Chicago. It's a city. But you don't factor in traffic in St. Louis because there shouldn't be any. Irrationally angry. Oh, I love this person. Maybe it's a girl. I don't know. I love this person, this texter. Thank you. I feel so seen. I'm having a better day right now.
Because of that?
Yes. I feel so seen.
So Harambe has texted in.
Okay.
And first of all, his latest text is Harambe here once again being ignored. So I had to go back and find his old text.
Oh, yeah.
And when
Harambe will not be ignored.
He will not be ignored. And when he is ignored, he gets real pissy about it.
Yeah.
So earlier in the show, when we started and said we're going to have a great deal of fun today, Harambe said, I thought the fun was at 1. And he's made a terrific point. Because we usually don't have fun on KMOX.
So on KMOX, if you listen to Total Information AM, like I am, oh my gosh, and we taught all our listeners about the secret radio word, a P1.
Mm-hmm.
A P1 means you listen all the time. I am a P1, guys. I don't even know how I got this job. This is like a clerical error. I grew up listening to KMOX. I listened to talk radio when I was 11 years old. Like a freak. Love it. I'm a P1. And I was listening this morning, and if you listen, you'll hear now the news. At 1, the fun. I'm like, well, wait a minute. What about the Chris and Amy show? What happens between the news and the fun?
Just static between 9 and 1.
And then they did have a mollifying attempt by saying, no, the news at 9, the talk. Well, yeah, it's talk radio. There's nothing but talk on KMOX.
Well, this is news talk. Technically, there's news and talk.
Well, but we're not news talk. We're news and talk. I'm just saying, like, talk.
We were being ignored.
What do you think?
We
about,
were being ignored like Harambe.
Yeah. What do you think about Chris and Amy? Well, it's a talk show. Yeah.
Speaking of Chris and Amy,
That's
John.
Like, oh my gosh.
John is watching on YouTube and says, "Attention, Odyssey management. Bonus pay for the Chris and Amy show for their adaptability and improvisational skills."
Oh yeah. Thank you
for noticing,
Thank
John.
you, John.
We appreciate you. This text message from a 314.
Yeah.
Speaking of bikes,
Mm-hmm.
motorcycles need to be banned. Just no more motorcycles.
Oh gosh, you don't want to get the motorcycle people on you.
Okay, just
Whoa.
again,
You better clarify.
Let me reiterate.
Your bush is going to catch on fire.
Oh my God. Don't you ever again. Amy.
Your bushes.
Amy.
Your bushes in front of your
Amy.
home.
Knock it off. You're going to get us in serious trouble.
You're the one that talked about bushes.
The shrubs out front. Here's the text. Again, this is not me. I'm not saying this. This is from a 314, and I will give out the full number if you want. Speaking of bikes, motorcycles need to be banned. Just no more motorcycles. I was driving down Highway 70. Dude on a crotch rocket just went 100 miles an hour, weaving through traffic. Get rid of them. So,
well,
I didn't say that.
Are motorcycles in the Constitution?
They are not in the. There
Are
was
you
no
sure?
motorcycles in the late.
I think it's the Third
1700s.
Amendment.
No, it's not in the Third Amendment. Another message. Newton's law of gross tonnage says I don't think it's a real thing. He who weighs more has the right of way.
Wait, the right of way? W-E-I-G-H?
Didn't write it that way.
Yeah.
It goes on to say there are a lot of people who are right and still ended up in the hospital. So
Newton's law of gross
it's not a real thing. Newton's law of gross tonnage is not a real thing.
It's said better known as the bigger boat rule.
Exactly. That's true. If you're a bigger boat on a waterway, you have like a cargo ship has right away over your little tiny sailboat.
That you guys are great. I really appreciate everyone today for coming up big for us.
This message says, I know these cyclists feel cool in their spandex, but they need to stay off the roads unless in a designated area.
Have you ever seen all the cyclists show up at the coffee shop and they clickety clack all over the place?
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
I'm
anti clickety clack.
I feel the same way about all the tap dancers when they go out. Amy Marks Kors, Chris Ranji, please join the show. Or again, I will do something at your house that you will not like.
To your shrubbery.
Or something else. I haven't decided. 314-436-7900. Messages on the Odyssey app. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
Hello, fellow Missourians. This is your Congressman, Bob Onder. My top priority is serving you. Whether you need help with a VA claim, Social Security, Medicare, or any other federal issue, my team and I are here to cut through the red tape and give you answers. In the last 6 months alone, we have returned over $1 million to taxpayers. Call my office or visit my website, onder.house.gov, to learn more. Missouri is my home, and I'm honored to serve you in D.C.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Straight Realty has always been an industry leader when it comes to commissions. So it should come as no surprise that the recent Realtor settlement has only empowered us to continue offering our sellers even better rates. We now list homes for only 2%. Hi, I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty. Call me 314-441-4444. Why pay more than 2? You can also listen to my podcast on my website, straightrealty.com.
Commissions are not regulated and are negotiable. Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. 1 discount per household.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius or 2 half geniuses and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
It's the annual KMOX blood drive with the American Red Cross, August 21st from 2 to 7 at multiple locations. Everyone who attempts to donate receives a $15 e-gift card. Make an appointment in the Red Cross Blood Donor app or at redcrossblood.org and enter KMOX for a drive near you.
It's the Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX, sponsored by the St. Louis Aquarium. Explore the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station. News, talk, cars. 104.1 FM KMOX.
Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM. We've got a phone call. We will talk to Marianne, who is joining us from North St. Louis, now on the show. Hello, Marianne.
Good morning.
Hi.
I'm nervous, Marianne. I don't know
What
you're calling about.
What have you done?
Oh no, I just called in to say that your show this morning is one of the most enjoyable I have ever listened to.
In your whole life?
Belly laugh. Yeah, probably because it's humorous. I've laughed.
Yes.
You belly laughed, you said, before Ron interrupted you.
Yes, belly laughed. I mean, gross tonnage on a motorcycle. I can visualize it. It is. I mean, you talk about being offended. It is visually offensive. I'm sorry.
Well, when I think of gross tonnage, I got a buddy that I'd like you to
You know what I think, Marianne? I think we need to have our guests all cancel more often.
That's right.
Well,
we lost everybody's name.
Oh no.
Dave Simon's canceled on us.
Proton canceled on us.
We got a guy named Proton cancel on us. What do you think of that?
Well, so Proton. Anyway, it's been delightful. It really has. And living at the Lake of the Ozarks, I know what you mean about bicycles because they have that big bicycle race that goes through.
Yeah.
And it's just been an enjoyable show. And that's all I wanted to say is thank you.
Well,
it's been fun.
Thank you, Marianne.
Thank you, Marianne.
Maybe Marianne should invite me to the Lake of the Ozarks since I've never been.
Oh, Marianne doesn't know. We missed our chance.
Oh.
Well, Marianne, if you happen to...
Hold on, she's still here. Marianne, can I come to your house and hang out?
He's never been to the Lake of the Ozarks in his whole life.
The only problem with my house is I have 4 Belgian Malinois.
Oh my God.
Oh, what?
Those big dogs.
Oh.
Well, they're not that big, but
They're
they're hyper. Well, no, they're not. They're not that big. They're not like a Mastiff, but they're very energetic. You know, they're police dogs, search and rescue dogs, and they're very hyper. And I have 4 of them, so you have to have lots of energy.
They're kind of like
wow.
They kind of look like German Shepherds, right?
Yes, they do. A little bit less coat,
Marianne,
but there's no gross tonnage.
No gross tonnage.
Thanks, Marianne.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Marianne.
You're welcome.
Well, Ron can fix that when he shows up.
What the hell are you trying to say?
What?
I'm going to have one of her dogs attack you. One of her Belgian Malinois.
Her boat is going to be uneven. It's going to be listing.
I got a good friend who's a big guy. He's like 6'4", 6'5", or whatever. And he was on a small plane, a prop plane one time. And they had all seated.
Yeah.
And then before they took, I don't know if I think they were about to take off or maybe they had taken off.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody came back and said, okay, we need to even out the space or the weight. There's too much weight on one side of the aircraft. And they asked him to get up and go to the other side, but they only asked him.
Oh.
And he said he felt so awful.
Oh, that's awful.
He's not fat. He was just big. And so he gets up and he walks over there and he's telling the story and he's like, don't throw rocks at me. Just because he looks like the big ogre.
Oh,
right?
That's so sad. Okay. That is really sad. It also does make you feel a little bit less safe. So, my family, like 20 years ago, we went to the island that was the Fire Festival Island, Exuma. You know how it's in the Bahamas. There's nothing on Exuma. There are no lights at the airport, so they can't land planes after sunset. That's not a joke. It's one strip, so they can't land very big planes. And we were on the biggest plane that they could land, and I think it was like a 1 and 2 or a 1 and 1. I'm not really sure. It wasn't a prop plane. It was still a jet. But Ranj, I used to be like really tiny. I bet I weighed 100 pounds, and my sister probably was the same. And we were on this plane, and they were trying to even out the plane. And my sister and I were asked to move to the other side of the plane. And let's say that together we were, 220 pounds at most. I mean, I don't know, just like a tiny person. And I feel like 220 pounds is too close for comfort. That, to me, feels like splitting hairs for a plane. I don't want 220 pounds to
matter that much.
Yes. What if someone has to go to the bathroom? And then the plane starts dipping forward and the person walks forward and then it starts tipping back. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't 220 sound not heavy enough to affect a jet? And yet we were asked to move.
What if they made an announcement in the middle of the flight and they pointed at individual people and they said, you, and you do not get up to go to the bathroom. Stay in your seat the entire time.
What if they pointed, what if your poor friend, if they're like, okay, we need either 5 people to move or that guy. That guy.
Why would you, if you needed to balance the weight on a plane, instead of asking one person to get up and move, why would you not say, okay, 2 smaller people who might equal you?
Because maybe there weren't 2 seats open.
It's just, everybody's going to look at you. Sir, could you go sit on the other side of the plane?
I mean, you said he felt awful. Did he recover?
Don't throw rocks at me.
That's so
Poor
mean.
guy. Oh, man. It's so funny.
So when they transport these football teams, if they are like, oh, we can only carry so much luggage, Oh, really? Because somehow you got the Tennessee Titans across the country.
Mm-hmm. Well, those are really big planes.
Yeah, but those are big people.
They are
I've been
huge
on a
people.
big plane, and they're like, oh, well, how much does your bag weigh? That's too heavy. No, it's not. What if the Tennessee Titans had their game in Germany? You're telling them they're too heavy? I
No.
think that's all a bunch of BS.
So you think weight doesn't matter?
I think I think it matters, but I think they're splitting.
That's why the Aaliyah plane went down.
No, I think it matters, but I think that's why I think they just want to charge us $75 if your bag's too heavy.
And wasn't that part of why the Richie Valens plane went down? I know there was a storm.
I thought that was a little plane.
It was. Well, yeah.
We're talking about big planes. When we traveled internationally, oh, well, your bag can only be so heavy. Oh, really? What if I gained weight and I didn't pack my bag as much? You know what I mean? Then the bag wouldn't matter. And they're not. How can the bag weight matter if they're not weighing the people on the plane? Something doesn't add up. I get that weight matters. I don't think it matters as much as they tell us, because they're not. If they're charging me because my bag is 2 pounds over. What if I gain 10 pounds? How come they're not charging me more for weighing more?
Because they're not going to have people step on a scale before they get on the plane.
No, but that's what I mean. What if you only had big people,
So
like the Tennessee
they're
Titans?
compensating by regulating luggage weight.
Here's what I want to know. And this is like not a joke. If you're a pilot, 314-436-7900, you have a normal flight. Oh, you don't realize that on this entire Southwest flight, the Miami Dolphins offensive line is going on a trip. Do you then have to say, oh my gosh, we did not account for a whole plane full of offensive linemen. Now you guys can't bring bags? Or do they say, oh no, you can bring your bags, which leads me to believe that it's all it's just a money-making scam to charge us for our bags.
Well, it's definitely a scam. There's no question about that. But the Tennessee Titans, they would fly a charter. They don't get on a regular plane with the rest of us.
Sometimes they do.
When?
Every now and then you see a team on a Southwest flight. My mom and dad were on a flight with the New Jersey Devils.
When was this? We're talking about the NFL. NHL doesn't have any money.
25 years ago. Let's just say, though, but you get my point.
Yeah.
What if everybody who showed up was the size of an offensive lineman? Wouldn't they then, if the bags mattered so much, have to say, well, none of you can bring your luggage?
James is watching us on YouTube and says, thank you, Chris and Amy. I love when you guys freelance. It's always especially funny.
Aw.
There's something funny about this. That's true.
Our normal show is boring.
It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
This isn't your typical lunchtime baseball chatter. This is the Gas House Gang.
I'll say this. Here's my perspective.
Tom Ackerman, Chris Ronzi, Mike Claiborne, and Bernie Miklasz bring smart, informed Cards talk. And every Tuesday,
we welcome in the manager of the Cardinals, Oliver Marmol.
You want real Cardinals conversation? You're in the right place. The Gas House Gang, weekdays at noon on 104.1 FM KMOX, the voice of baseball.
Currently, it is 84 degrees, real feel temperature 101. It's humid today with clouds and sunshine. Could see a heavy thunderstorm around this afternoon, high of 92. Tonight, maybe an evening thunderstorm. Otherwise, partly cloudy and very humid, low of 72. Weather brought to you by Pine Valley Assisted Living of Arnold.
Join Pine Valley Assisted Living of Arnold for a free movie day to see Freakier Friday on August 20th at 10 a.m. at the Arnold Cinema, which includes soda and popcorn. RSVP to Lisa Brennan, 314-283-5669.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Matt Pauley for i3 Broadband, the internet provider in the Pauley household. I think you'd love it if you had them as well. We've got the 2 gig package at our home, 2 gig upload, 2 gig download mirrored, and we're spending less money than we did with the cable company for lesser service. Plus, right now, they've got savings over $400 beyond their already low standard pricing. You got questions? They've got answers. Call 877-976-0711, and they've got people there who can answer all your questions, or head to their website, i3broadband.com.
We started Neovitin because we wanted to create a multivitamin for ourselves. That's why we focus on quality ingredients and formulas with our multivitamins. Neovitin 50 Plus multivitamins are formulated with over 20 vitamins and minerals, along with our 4-ingredient physician-formulated proprietary blend for the highest quality daily nutritional support. Give Neovitin 50 Plus multivitamins a try for yourself. Find them at your local Schnucks, Deerbergs, and online at neovitin.com.
Many of you know that my inspiration for becoming an accident attorney was my brother Tim, who was rendered a quadriplegic at age 18. I didn't know what a personal injury lawyer was or what they did, but I soon did. Tim was treated terribly by the insurance company, and I became enraged. It was a constant delay and deny. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Tim later worked with me for 27 years. Last year, my hero died at age 65. You can see my eulogy for him by visiting mybrothertim.com. He was one hell of a man. Because of Tim, together we built the largest injury firm in the world, and our clients are treated the way I would want my family to be treated. At Morgan & Morgan, nobody is a nobody and everybody is a somebody. If you need our help, visit forthepeople.com on your phone or computer. See you soon, Tim. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Here's a few questions for you from California Psychics. Do your workdays seem to go on forever? Is your career progression as fast as downtown traffic? Or does your boss still not know your name?
Hey, you, Tina, Lisa, Sheila, whatever. Get that report to me by lunch, okay? It's Terry, ma'am. Just get it done, Terry.
It's time to read the career warning signs and talk to California Psychics. We're always on hand to give you the career guidance you need. You see, we only connect you with the very best. In fact, 98% of the psychics who apply to work with us don't make the grade. That's why we can guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. So you could soon be telling your boss where to stick that report.
Where are you going, Terry? Terry!
Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics. Call 1-800-PREDICT today and get 20 minutes for just $20.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Fire Capital Management for your retirement highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, registered investment advisors. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
Today, the Cards, the Rockies. Ameren Total Access 550. Cardinals Radio. 104.1 FM KMOX.
Chris Ranji, Amy Mark scores with you on a Tuesday. And we've been having a good time today. I'm not going to lie. It's been fun. It seems that you all have been enjoying the program. And we do have a serious issue here, though. A little bit of a concern, Ranj.
We've had a couple of people text in and ask about Rob.
Oh, gosh.
This message here from, well, they don't leave their name. Yeah, I think you should, by the way, when you text in, just tell us who you are. Just say your name. You don't have to give us a full name and address. You could say, hey, this is Tim in Afton.
Paducah.
Or Paducah. This message says, have you heard from the guy that Chris told to stand up to his wife? And we have not. So last week.
And he promised.
Was it Tuesday or Wednesday?
I think it was Tuesday because it was in conjunction with the question of the week.
So last Tuesday, we were having a conversation about washing your bed sheets.
Yeah.
And how often you should do it. And then we extended that talking about dogs shouldn't be in a bed.
Right. And you talked primarily about the dog's bottom.
Yeah. Dogs' butts are gross. They don't ever wipe. And then when the dog gets in the bed, they always put their butt up by your pillow.
Not great.
And then the feet are never clean.
And I said it's like inviting your neighbors naked just his shoes on.
Yeah.
To go
That
lie
is
in your bed.
Yes, that is exactly what it's like. So we had a caller who said, I'm so glad you're talking about this because my wife insists that their 100-pound dog gets in the bed with them. And what usually happens is when he wakes up and gets up from the bed, the dog immediately jumps in his spot.
100-pound dog, by the way.
100-pound dog. And where does the butt go? Right by his pillow.
Yeah.
Every single time.
And so Ranj, in his wisdom,
Right. And I was right.
perspicacity,
I was right.
said, Rob, you need to put your foot down.
That's exactly
You
right.
need to show your wife who's boss.
That is exactly right.
And say no more.
Yep.
We haven't heard from Rob in 8 days.
He promised that he would check back in with us and let
Yeah.
us know how it went.
We haven't heard from Rob.
It's been a full week. We don't know if Rob is okay.
Does anybody know Rob? Does
anybody know of a couple getting a divorce now because of a fight over a dog in the bed? And one of the people in the couple's named Rob? That's your friend.
Or perhaps a homicide.
Or a homicide.
I mean, we need proof of life for Rob. Rob, if you're listening, come on, man.
I'm worried.
I mean, the listeners are worried.
It was funny at first.
It's not funny anymore.
On Wednesday, we didn't hear from oh, man, we haven't heard from Rob. On Thursday, I thought, I wonder why he hasn't checked in.
Yeah.
It is Tuesday of the following
8
week.
days.
Now I don't feel good.
You shouldn't feel good. And I told Rob to think carefully, to weigh this decision and the momentousness, because this could be monumental consequences for telling your wife, no more, I'm the boss around here. I said, listen, Chris Ranji, his strong point is not marriage and long-term commitment. It's just not. Things haven't worked out for this guy.
Not yet. There's still time.
But he's running out.
Well, we're all running out of time.
Some quicker than others. But the thing is, we need to hear from Rob. There were a couple of texts for Rob.
We might have to put this out on Twitter, the call for help, because we need to find him. We hope he's okay. So if you do hear from Rob, please let us know. Please have him reach back out to us.
Also, quick note, because we did have someone watching on Facebook, Elizabeth heard that we have a segment on early onset Alzheimer's and what time will that be and who is joining us to discuss it. Okay, so Sandy Lamott, a health and wellness writer for CNN, did a story on a new study that shows you can fight early stage Alzheimer with intensive lifestyle changes. That intensive lifestyle changes work when it comes to fighting early stage Alzheimer's. Sandy's got the details on this study. I know that she looked in depth into this study and will be able to lay it out exactly without hyperbole. And she is with CNN, a health and wellness writer. That is at 11:30 this morning. So in 50 minutes, Elizabeth, thank you for watching. Speaking of health and wellness, Ranj, there's a video that gained a lot of traction. I had never heard of this drink. It's called a Feel Free drink. It comes in one of those little bottles like the 5-Hour Energy. And you know how there are so many of those quote unquote wellness drinks.
Yeah.
Some of them are like Immune Boost or Energy Shot, whatever it may be, an herbal shot. So this is a little blue drink, and apparently it is causing some major issues. Here's some of that TikTok video of a guy, I mean, it's been tens of millions of views now, describing his interaction.
Hi, no joking in this video. This is a warning, specifically for parents, but I guess really for anybody. Something truly disturbing just happened to me. I just stopped for gas on my way home, and while I was there, I wanted a beverage, so I went to go inside. So as I'm walking in, I am approached by a child. I mean, this kid, he was maybe 14 years old, and he comes up to me and he says, "Hey, can you buy me some Feel Free?" I didn't understand what he was talking about, but I said, "Do you need food or something?" And he said, "No, I need Feel Free." And I was like, "Sorry, no." And this young kid lunged at me and tried to take my wallet out of my hand. I grabbed it really fast and I just went inside. So I go inside, I grab my drink, I go up to the cashier, and I was like, hey, just so you know, there's like some kid out there. He was asking me to buy something for him, and he like tried to grab my wallet. And she was just like, oh my gosh, it's this. And she pointed to this little blue bottle on the counter that I've never seen before. Looks like that. And I was like, oh, what's that? Like a 5-hour energy? And she was like, no, this stuff is so sad. I have people coming in here 5-6 times a day to get this. It's so addictive. And people lose their minds. People act like actual crackheads, or like they have heroin addictions over this little drink. So I get home and I look into this. People.
So the story continues, and he's talking about looking into this drink, this Feel Free, and it's, I guess I'm saying it wrong, right? Kratom?
I don't know. I've never. Yes.
Kratom.
Yeah.
And kava root. Now, this Feel Free drink is, the maker is Botanic Tonics. They've already had to pay an $8.75 million lawsuit, class action lawsuit 2 years ago, because they failed to warn consumers about the risks of Kratom. It advertised it as a safe replacement for alcohol. NBC News did a whole story on this Feel Free drink, talked to a man named John who started to drink it. He liked the way it made him feel. It turned into a full-on addiction where he emptied $8,000 out of his 401k, sold his laptop, his gaming stations, whatever he could to afford this drink. He spent $30,000 on it before he had to go to rehab because of this drink. So a lot of gas stations are deciding not to sell it anymore.
Yeah.
At any rate, I want to look into this more. And I don't know if you've seen this Feel Free or heard about it, because some states now, I think 7 or 8 states have banned it because it's like an opioid. It has the effect of an opioid, and people are getting addicted to it, and it's creating sometimes violent or dangerous situations at gas stations.
Yeah, I have not even heard of this.
Never heard of it.
It's not the same thing, but the only gas station thing that I am aware of right now is Zyn. You know, Zyn, it's like the pouches that people put in. It's got I think there's nicotine in it.
Okay.
So it's like they're smoking, but not really. And I mean, a lot of people chew on these things. So
anyway, you can read the story.
But I don't know anything about this Feel Free. That is brand new to me.
Oh my gosh. NBC, again, they showed John. He's in a hospital. His withdrawal from it was so bad. He was like intubated, I think. But anyway, Feel Free on NBC News.
So Bill in Lebanon is texting in and says, has anyone ever spoken to a guy that stood up to his wife? No. Why? Because they are dead. And another texter says, maybe Rob made it up.
That's kind of rude.
I don't think Rob would make up something like that.
You don't want to speak ill of the dead in case Rob is no longer coming down for breakfast.
This message says, I know Rob. He's been missing for a little over a week.
Oh, no.
So we have major concerns about Rob. The call is out there, and we hope that Rob is able to check in with us because we are worried sick.
Yeah.
So let us know, Rob, if you're listening. 314-436-7900. Chris and Amy on KMOX. Chris Ranji for Siteman Cancer Center, and you have to know that you are somebody's favorite person, and your health matters not just to you, but it matters to people who care about you. Getting screened early for any cancer, whether it's colon or breast cancer, prostate cancer, or lung cancer, it is important to do that. Siteman has set up a website called GetScreenedNow.com. And when you go to it, it's going to help you find a location nearer you. If you live a little farther out from St. Louis and don't want to make the trip into the city, you can get screened closer to home. GetScreenedNow.com, because for me, I'm over 45. It's time for that colonoscopy. Third leading cause of cancer-related deaths in both men and women. And GetScreenedNow.com will help you find a location that is good for you. Doing it early, really, really important. GetScreenedNow.com.
Calling all future sportscasters. Sharpen your skills and learn from the best. The Missouri Broadcasters Association Sportscasters Forum, Tuesday, September 16th in St. Louis. Join Cardinals beat reporters, broadcasters, and the legendary John Rooney, the voice of the Cardinals, for insider sessions on play-by-play, interviewing, reporting, and more. Then cap the day with a Cards-Reds game at Busch Stadium. Open to college students and broadcasting pros. Just $10 for students, lunch, and a game ticket. Space is limited. Register by September 2nd at Missouri Broadcasters.org.
Viking,
Dedicated to creating travel experiences for the thinking person, with programs designed for cultural enrichment on board and on shore. Discover more at Viking.com. That's Viking.com. Viking.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
This Labor Day weekend, we're celebrating Bob's Discount Furniture's 200th store milestone with the entire Bob's family across the country. For more than 30 years, we've believed everyone deserves the home they love. That's why we brought our everyday low prices on furniture, mattresses, and more to over 200 locations from coast to coast and counting. Not to mention free treats for the whole family in our cafes. Celebrate Bob's Discount Furniture's 200 store milestone this Labor Day weekend.
Oh, my Bob!
How many of you think taxes are going to go up in the future? And if they do, who will be hit the hardest? Maybe it's you, headed for retirement. You've been saving in that 401k or IRA, and that money has never been taxed. And Uncle Sam is looking at that account like it's a big, juicy steak. What can you do about it? Join the All Financial Group for their Taxes in Retirement Seminar, Tuesday, August 26th or Thursday, August 28th at Fleming's. They believe a financial plan is not a retirement plan without a tax plan. Fund your retirement, not Uncle Sam's. Reserve your spot today by calling 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824 or online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Hey, St. Louis, this is Ben Barnett, board-certified master arborist and owner at Timberline Professional Tree Care. As a local small business owner for the past 24 years, I always do my best to shop local and support our community. Recently, 2 of the largest tree contractors in the region have sold to out-of-town investment groups. This means that the new owners of these companies are not invested in quality, customer satisfaction, or safety, except for how it affects their bottom line. Timberline Professional Tree Care was founded in 2001 and is focused solely on giving you, the customer, the safest, highest quality product while providing the best customer service before, during, and after the job. I've poured my heart and soul into tree care for the past 24 years, and we aren't going anywhere. When it comes time to take care of your trees, I ask that you shop local and call me, Ben Barnett, at Timberline Professional Tree Care, 636-479-7475, or online at stltreecare.com.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Just killing it on a Tuesday afternoon, morning, I guess. We're approaching the afternoon. 12 o'clock is when Oliver Marmol, the manager of the Cardinals, will join the show. Bernie Miklasz, Tom Ackerman, and me with the manager, Ollie Marmol. He's with us for a good 30 minutes or so. So questions he'll take from us. He takes questions from you, comments, whatever you want. Throw it up there and let us know if you're going to watch on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. You can find Gas House Gang or KMOX Sports, and the show will be right there for you. And any of your comments on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, I'm telling you, Ollie sees a lot of them. So 12 o'clock, manager Ollie Marmol.
Ollie's going to see some of these comments and be worried about Rob, too. He's going to ask you, hey, guys, who's this Rob, and why is he missing for 8 days?
So just to reset, we encouraged Rob last week to stand up to his wife. And
Ranj,
you were in on it too.
Be honest. Ranj.
You were in on it too.
Ranj.
I told him to stand up to his wife because he doesn't want the 100-pound dog in the bed with them because it's gross. And I am on his side.
Yeah.
And
so is the dog.
he said he was going to tell her, he was going to say, all right.
I'm the boss.
Talk. And he has not checked back in.
No, he hasn't.
I am told that Rob is on the line. Rob in Baldwin is with us on KMOX. Rob, is this really you?
Hello, guys. Yes, it's me. I'm back. Okay. I'm still here. I am not dead.
Okay. So what happened?
What happened? I mean, Rob, we thought you were dead the whole.
It's been a whole week. You promised you would.
Promised.
It's like when you
I
say,
know.
hey, call me when you get home so I know you're
Yeah.
okay. You didn't do that
Right.
for a week.
I know. I was going to, but here's the problem. The reason why I haven't called back in a week. It's taken me a week, a solid week, Chris and Amy, to find a new place to live.
Okay.
I know.
It's not easy finding a new residence.
It's
So,
not the housing prices are insane.
So what
They're
happened?
crazy.
What
They're crazy,
happened?
Amy?
Oh my gosh, Rob, what
Well,
happened?
Well, I took Chris's advice, which
Oh.
probably, Amy, I shouldn't have done.
Horrible idea.
Right. Now, you know what they say, hindsight, 2020.
Yeah.
So I went home. I stood up to my wife. I said, that 100-pound dog of yours is not sleeping in our bed anymore. It's gross. Even Chris said that it's gross on the radio.
Yeah.
First question was, who the hell's Chris?
Yeah. I've gotten that a lot.
And yep. So, and then after I explained that part, she's, I'm not going to say it got me anywhere good, Chris. It didn't,
So the dog is still in the bed.
Oh no.
The dog is still in the bed. There's been a couple nights where I wasn't, but the dog was.
Oh no.
Really?
Yeah.
Did she made you
I
sleep?
mean, you got. I mean, I guess there's a pecking order. Now I know where mine is.
Oh my God.
Oh.
So she made
Rob.
you sleep somewhere else?
You had to sleep on the couch?
I had to sleep on the couch for even thinking about removing the dog's butt from my side of the bed.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
So, which I'm just kidding about the couch. It didn't go over well though.
Okay, I was like, damn. All right. 'Cause what I was gonna-
I've never seen Ranj actually look like he cares about someone. And he
Rob, I've
looked,
cared more about you than anybody in
he
my
really
life
has.
over the past
The
week.
sense of personal responsibility that this man has shouldered for your well-being.
I officiated a wedding on Saturday, and all I could think about is whether or not you were okay.
I for the most part I'm okay, but like I said,
oh yeah,
it didn't really get me anywhere good, Chris. I mean, I there's still a big dog butt in my
Yeah.
bed most every night.
Okay.
Did you have to buy flowers or anything
No, don't
to
even-
amend
no.
the situation?
You better not have.
I did not, Chris. I did not buy flowers.
All right, good.
So I did not. But it's just, it's like I said, I probably don't want to cross that bridge again. It was a little scary at one point, but
There's nothing.
Wait,
you didn't do anything wrong.
Rob, how
She's just unreasonable.
can you tell us how many words you got out before you started to realize you had made a terrible
And did
mistake?
she get mad, or like what? What was the reaction?
Yeah, what exactly?
if you have, for wives, they have this certain look they can give you, and they don't have to say a word.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the look can give out 1,000 words, and so I pretty much got a really good look, and it didn't. It was pretty quick after I started the sentence, Amy, that I figured out that this is probably not a great idea.
How old is this dog?
It didn't take long, Amy.
Oh,
and
Rob.
it's just one of those things that once they cross your lips, you can't take them back.
No, you
Rob, how
So-
old? How old is this
Yeah.
dog?
The dog is 5.
Oh, damn! You got a long way to go.
Dog is 5, right? Exactly.
Oh, God.
So, it went to the vet about a week ago. It got a full clean bill of health. So it's
Yeah.
not like, that didn't help.
Rob,
so,
was this a COVID puppy?
Oh my God! How did you know?
Well,
Yeah.
because he's 5, and I know a lot. My mom's puppy
Yeah,
is 5, and
no, it was totally a COVID puppy,
Yep.
Amy, because she was going to go look at the dog, and the breeder's like, no, all the puppies are gone. There's no puppies. And she called us back a week later and said, because of COVID, the dog was supposed to go to Houston, Texas, but they stopped flying dogs, if you remember that
yeah.
time period.
Oh.
So congratulations. If you want the dog, you've got it. And we got
You
it.
got it.
Oh,
She got it.
congratulations
Hey,
is right. So,
Rob-
Rob, let me.
I got to say something. Rob, Michael is watching on YouTube, and he says, "My wife is the boss." Rob, never do that anymore. That's what Michael
Well,
said.
I was going on the advice of counsel, and in this case, my counsel was
Rob,
Chris.
I have a new thing that I want to present to you. Can we talk to your wife?
Can you talk to her?
Yes.
She's watching us right now on YouTube.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, so can we speak to her?
Sure.
Not
You
right.
wanna
So we
speak to
don't.
her?
We have to. Yes, we do. We have to take a break now, and then we have to check in with Sean Malone. But we would like to speak to your
Okay.
wife either next hour or tomorrow.
All right, let's do it next hour.
Okay.
I'm nervous.
We're gonna talk to your
That
wife.
way, I don't have to drag it out, and then
Yeah.
tomorrow the anxiety of having to go to tomorrow, I can get it all done today, Chris.
All right, great. So I'm put you on hold, and we're gonna get back to you. We're gonna figure it out 11:15. I think we'll talk to Rob's wife, and we'll see if we can't convince her. All right.
I'm pitting out.
Are you nervous?
Yes.
We're going to talk to Rob's wife. We've got Sean Malone, who is checking in with us. We were talking about the juvenile crime and what the St. Louis County Police Department has requested in terms of being able to arrest kids who have committed violent crimes. He's covering that, other stories as well. Sean Malone from the KMOX newsroom next on KMOX.
One of the best ways to find out about 3-Day Kitchen and Bath is actually to hear the results for yourself. On the phone with us is Wendy in Darwin. Wendy, you got a brand new bathroom.
I do, and it's beautiful.
Are you loving it?
I am absolutely loving it.
Okay, tell me about your bathroom.
It went from a dark room that felt like an absolute cave when I walked into it to a bright, airy, opened the space up. I mean, I don't know what else. It's just absolutely wonderful.
See, she's almost speechless. So, Darwin, tell me about all the man stuff. How did it work? The quality, the convenience. How did they do?
Excellent. We contacted 3-Day Bath, and they got back to us the next day. The communication was excellent. They were on time in all their promises, and it's beautiful. It's a great bathroom.
Would you do it again?
Oh, absolutely.
For more about your new kitchen or bath, visit 3daykitchen.com.
3-Day Kitchen and Bath. Calling all future sportscasters. Sharpen your skills and learn from the best of the Missouri Broadcasters Association Sportscasters Forum Tuesday, September 16th in St. Louis. Join Cardinals beat reporters, broadcasters, and the legendary John Rooney, the voice of the Cardinals, for insider sessions on play-by-play, interviewing, reporting, and more. Then cap the day with a Cards-Reds game at Busch Stadium. Open to college students and broadcasting pros. Just $10 for students, lunch, and a game ticket. Space is limited. Register by September 2nd at MissouriBroadcasters.org.
Fairwinds River's Edge is more than a place to live, it's a place to belong. Come see why we have been voted Best Independent Senior Living Community for 4 years in a row by U.S. News & World Report. We think you'll like it here, and the experts agree. Come see us for yourself. Call to schedule a tour and complimentary lunch, or to learn more about our upcoming charity golf tournament benefiting the VFW National Home. Find us online at fairwindsriversedge.com.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It's 11:01 and we've got sunshine, 86 degrees in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey. A person is being detained in connection with a homicide from this morning. St. Louis police report about 7 o'clock. They responded to a shooting in the 4900 block of San Francisco and found an adult man who died at the scene. No other details are being released. In taking over the Washington, D.C. police force and sending in the National Guard, President Trump said it's historic action to rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor, and worse. The president claims crime in D.C. is way up, but that's not what he said in May.
3 months ago, a top Trump administration official announced crime was down significantly in Washington, D.C. An early success for the administration, he said.
CBS's Scott McFarland says Trump is suggesting he might send in the military to other U.S. cities as well. Multiple pro-women's basketball games have been interrupted in recent days with brightly colored sex toys thrown onto the court.
Assistant Director of American Culture Studies at WashU, Noah Cohen, says the message that the perpetrators are trying to send is that women aren't welcome in sports.
And one way to do that is to sexualize them. And one way to sexualize them is to use a sex toy.
The offenders say they're just trying to be funny and create a viral moment.
But it's part of a centuries-long attempt to keep women out of sports. Unfortunately for the perpetrators, the WNBA is here to stay. It's growing. It's bigger than ever. That may be part of the reason they chose it.
The Women's National Basketball Association has condemned the actions and promised bans and prosecution. Megan Lynch, KMOX News.
The Anti-Defamation League out with a new report highlighting the progress made by Missouri lawmakers to combat anti-Semitism. It comes not long after a hate crime investigation in Clayton where 3 cars were set on fire and anti-Semitic graffiti was spray painted onto Westmoreland Avenue. Jordan Kadosh is with the ADL in St. Louis.
You can go marching down the street, hide your identity, and spew this hate without putting your name on it, right? With the intention to intimidate people and to chill everyone's right to live openly Jewish lives or to live openly for whatever community they're from. It's simply unacceptable in this day and age.
The ADL's Jewish Policy Index liked the fact that Governor Kehoe signed the Missouri Task Force on Nonprofit Security bill into law. It studies the security needs of at-risk nonprofits and administers a grant program to provide them with funding for security enhancements. Tennis great Monica Seles has announced she has a neuromuscular autoimmune disease. Myasthenia gravis, or MG, can cause muscle weakness, blurry or double vision, and make it difficult to talk, swallow, or chew. There is no cure. Seles says she knew something was wrong when she was playing tennis with kids and would miss the ball. She decided to speak publicly about her MG ahead of this month's U.S. Open to raise awareness.
Times of sun and clouds this afternoon. Watch out for heavy thunderstorm or 2 through early evening. Any thunderstorm can produce flooding downpours, the high 92. Partly cloudy and humid overnight, low 73. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Sunny 86 degrees downtown at 11:04. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Brought to you by Eamon Gantner and Capriano, YourEstateMatters.com. My dad always said, no one gets out of this world alive. Hi, it's Margaret at Eamon Gantner and Capriano. Do you have a will? Eamon Gantner and Capriano, YourEstateMatters.com. The choice of an attorney is an important decision that should not be based solely on advertising.
Chris Ranji, Amy Marks Kors. The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
It's hour 3. Amy Marks Kors and Chris Ranji, and we are off to the guest line. We talk with KMOX reporter from the newsroom, Sean Malone, who is covering a couple of stories here that we wanted to get to today. We mentioned the juvenile point system for kids who have committed violent crimes and the St. Louis County Police Department wanting to do something about that point system. So we'll talk to Sean about that. Also, a press conference he is just leaving, and we'll get the latest on that. Sean, what's going on?
Well, what do you want to start with? The law enforcement pushing for the change of the juvenile detention point system?
No, let's go ahead and start with St. Mary's. Since you just left that press conference, what's the latest on that?
Well, they're celebrating the official sale of their property from the Archdiocese to St. Mary's High School. So now they will function and operate as essentially their own independent, private, but still Catholic school. So they're excited about this because it really represents how far they've come in just the last couple of years. If you think back to 2022, St. Mary's was on the brink of closing down. It looked like there wouldn't be a St. Mary's anymore, but they've turned it around. Their enrollment numbers are up. Their president, Mike England, just touted that they've got a freshman class coming in of 80 students. They expect if they keep that pace up, they'll be above 300 students next year. So things are looking good for St. Mary's as they've been able to kind of build their own path towards, I guess, revitalization, if you will.
Yeah, and I know that St. Mary's, as they call it, they've been an anchor for generations in that area. Also, like and according to their press release, like since it is a lower income community, they've been able to stay there, provide that Catholic education, that their enrollment has grown to 240 students, an increase of 17%. And with this ability to operate separate from the archdiocese, how did that come about? Who helped make this happen?
So the funding of it came from a Chicago-based nonprofit organization, the Illinois Funders Foundation. They help fund a lot of other nonprofit organizations that help with youths and things like that. And they were able to secure the $1.5 million to purchase their property from the archdiocese. Through them, they were able to qualify, get the funding from that nonprofit. And they spent that money to both purchase the property, and with a little bit they had left over, they did some renovations to the roof of the cafeteria and air conditioning as well. So they had a little money left over to kind of help improve the quality of the buildings, as well as purchase the entire property. So now that's got them operating separate entirely from the archdiocese, which has opened up some new partnership opportunities that they're touting as well with a couple different local trade unions to help connect their students, their high school students, to these unions, get some apprenticeship going for college credit as well, and kind of set them on a path for a career after they're done with their high school education.
I was just going to bring that up. So cool that St. Mary's has partnered with the AFL-CIO, which will put students or give them the opportunity to take a direct path towards, as you mentioned, stable employment with a union in the trades, financial success. So St. Mary's in that Dutchtown neighborhood as well. Median household income of $30,000. Average median income of its students' households of $40,000. We talk so much about the importance of schools and quality education, especially if your zip code may not be one that's higher income. Not only having this school there, but also having the incredible apprenticeship program it really is a staple of opportunity for that area.
Well, and you talk about, the average income in this neighborhood. We'll talk to some of those trade workers about the average income that they make. A lot of those jobs pay pretty well at the end of the day. So, this is an opportunity to really not just help out the school district and its students, but, maybe create some more job opportunities and pour some more money into this Dutchtown neighborhood that, as you mentioned, with the average income that, the neighborhood and even the students' households have. It certainly could be boosted quite a bit if these students graduate, stay in the trades, and stay local to the neighborhood as well.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I mean, you could get to six figures pretty quickly in the trades.
And you're going to get a few of those years done while you're in high school as well. So it's not like you're out in the real world trying to pay bills and get by and things like that. You can get through a few of those apprenticeship years early on. That can really be a boost too.
Absolutely. Hey, Sean, while we still have you, we did want to talk to you about the juvenile point system that law enforcement has been frustrated with here in St. Louis, that students can carjack and commit an armed carjacking, a felony, but it doesn't count as enough points to actually detain them, so they get to go home. Where are we with that?
Yeah, there's calls to action, and I can tell you now, I've got some new information that those calls are starting to be heard. So the Law Enforcement Legislative Coalition, which represents hundreds of police departments across the state, is basically saying something needs to change. It's not helping the juveniles when they're committing these crimes, especially when they involve, a firearm or a violent crime like assault in the second isn't high enough to warrant detention on its own, which can include, according to state statute, attempts to kill. It is being heard. I just spoke a few minutes ago before jumping on with State Senator Steve Butts, and he told me he believes that there should be a change to the point system, not a complete revamp. It doesn't need to be built back up from the ground up, but he does think that something needs to change in the sense of, okay, if you're using a firearm in the furtherance of a crime, that makes it a little higher up. You know, I mentioned the assault second as well. You know, maybe lowering the threshold of what it takes for a juvenile to be detained when they commit or are accused of committing a crime. And again, this isn't long-term detention. This doesn't mean that they're going to prison. This is just detention until you can have some kind of a bond hearing or something like that. You know, this is just a temporary hold up until that hearing, and then whatever comes from that hearing, things move forward from there. But he thinks this is going to be a very big talking point when the state legislature gets back together.
So what do they believe the likelihood of some sort of real substantive change being made here is?
I didn't ask him about the likelihood, but just the sense of the conversation from him. I would imagine there is some change coming. You know, again, when you've got hundreds of law enforcement agencies, you know, police departments from across the state, large and small, coming together with that statement yesterday that, you know, we reported on this morning, where they're saying change has to come not just for, you know, keeping the community safe. So when someone involved in an armed carjacking doesn't get out that night and do the same exact kind of armed carjacking a night later, but for the youth's sake. You know, they talked about, in my conversation with Chris DiGiuseppe, the police chief for Lake St. Louis, he's saying this isn't helping teach the kids, you know, that there are consequences for actions and things like that. If they can just commit a crime with a firearm, get a slap on the wrist and get released, and then go out and do the same thing the next night later, that's not helping anybody, he's saying. So I would be shocked if this doesn't become one of the top priorities of the legislature, like I said, or like when Steve Butts said, when they get back together.
Yeah, and when do they reconvene, Sean?
Off the top of my head, I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to double check on that.
Yeah, I know. All of a sudden I realized, wait, when would that be? Yeah, I would think so, because law enforcement is quite literally, like, you know, well, I shouldn't say literally, handcuffed in this situation. And you can't have 16-year-olds just going home after committing an armed carjacking, going on a miles-long car chase, which puts other lives at risk, crashing the car, and then they just go home to their parents. They need to be involved with the juvenile justice system to some degree to know that there are consequences. That's my opinion.
And that's the kind of sense I got from speaking with Chief DiGiuseppe yesterday, is that, you know, he talks about sometimes they arrest the same kid multiple times. That's exactly what happened in St. Louis City with that armed carjacking not long ago. Is, you know, you're seeing the same faces committing the same crimes, and it's like, you know, we're out of ability to enforce the law if it keeps happening again and again, and it's clear that what little repercussions they are not working as a deterrence.
Sean Malone, appreciate your coverage on the story, and we will check back in with you if there's a development.
Yep, anytime, guys.
Sean Malone, KMOX reporter, joining us here on the Chris and Amy show. So we will continue to follow that story, because I know there's a lot of interest in it. We are going to, when we come back, talk with Rob's wife.
Oh my gosh.
And I believe this person who is watching on YouTube claims to be Rob's wife and says, this is Rob's wife, Holly. How can I send you a picture of the dog? I believe she's going to try to influence us with the cuteness of the dog.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Which makes her think it is going to make us back off the idea of the dog not being allowed in the bed any longer. So our understanding, Rob called in. He said he's okay, that his wife did not harm him when he went to her and said, hey, dog, no more in the bed. We're not doing this. And apparently did not go over well. So we are going to talk to Rob's wife, Holly, when we come back, and see if we can't convince her to keep the dog on the floor. So good luck to all of us.
Ooh, it's not good.
Bob in Florida had texted in and said, you only want to talk to the wife if she is willing to change. If she reacts negatively to anything with you or Amy, You have to end the call. I've been married 51 years, and you are skating on very thin ice.
I know.
Well, I'm not.
I'm pitting out.
It's not
I'm
my
telling you,
wife.
I'm nervous. I mean, it's not, I don't know, man.
Rob's wife next on KMOX.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius or two half geniuses and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Are you not spending enough time in your outdoor space? Do you have friends or neighbors who spend a lot of time outdoors? It's because they have an incredible setup with a nice deck or a sunroom or a screen room, a good canopy or a patio with a pergola with adjusting slats. I mean, they've just got it decked out so that you could just spend all that time in the summer or the fall or the winter. You can have that too if you call Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Chesterfield Fence and Deck is the sign you have the very best. And whether you're looking for a fence, a deck, a patio, a pergola, whatever it is, from a simple project to a complete outdoor space makeover, Chesterfield Fence and Deck has been in business for 57 years with an incredible reputation. They do great work. If you mention me, Debbie Monterey, they'll offer you 48 months interest-free financing. Just dream of what your outdoor space could be and how much time you could spend out there. If you call Chesterfield Fence and Deck, chesterfieldfence.com.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
It's the Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX. Sponsored by the St. Louis Aquarium. Explore the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station. Total Information AM. Weekdays 5 to 9 on the voice of St. Louis. 104.1 FM KMOX.
Well,
yeah, here we go.
Here we go.
So we're doing it, I guess.
Listen, I think, so back in the 90s, Charlie Brennan, who used to host the midday show, spoke with President Bill Clinton from Air Force One. I think this is a more significant and monumental and dangerous conversation.
So I guess, single-handedly encouraged Rob. I thought that we were both in on this.
No, we were not. Rob acknowledged it.
You agree with me. You agree with me that the dog should not be allowed in the bed.
Well, there's bottom holes.
This was after our conversation about cleaning your sheets and how often you do it. And then we talked about pets in the bed, and pets in the bed are a terrible idea. And we had somebody call in named Rob who said, my wife allows our 100-pound dog in the bed. As soon as I get up, it sits in my spot, and then it puts its dog butt by my pillow.
On his pillow.
And I don't want this anymore.
Yeah.
And I told him
to stand up.
He needs to stand up to his wife. He did so.
I heard the collective gasp from our listeners.
He did so. and she did not take kindly to it.
It did not go well. He said he wasn't even through the first sentence when he saw the look that wives can give.
We were concerned about his well-being because he promised he would check in the following day. He did not. An entire week went by.
8 days.
He has finally checked in, and he is okay. He's not deceased. He is okay, but we know that it did not go well.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought it would be a good idea for us to talk to the wife.
Because you're full of great ideas.
Because
you're the worst marriage person I've ever met.
Well, because I think we need to have an intervention. And so Holly, Rob's wife, has agreed to speak to us. And the text messages coming into 314-436-7900 have told me this is not a good idea.
Yeah.
So let's do it.
Holly
is with us on KMOX. Hello, Holly.
Hi, Chris and Amy. How are you?
Well, you tell us.
Are we in trouble?
Well, I mean, maybe a little bit. You know, I am a big dog lover. We do have 3. We have 3 dogs.
Oh.
And you can ask Rob. You know, I probably love my dogs more than most people, if not all.
Yeah.
So, you know, the dog in question, her name is Stormy. She's an Old English sheepdog, and I have some pictures to send to both of you, and I couldn't put it in your chat, but I'd love to send you some pictures, and you'd see how amazing she is.
Yeah.
You know, and she's my spirit animal. And she's absolutely allowed on the bed because it makes me happy.
So what you're saying is
Rob wants me to be happy.
Yes, he does, because Rob knows what's best for him.
He believes in self-preservation.
Yeah.
That makes him happy.
Well, I
do, Chris. It has a lot to do with self-preservation.
I know.
Holly, is it fair to say that when Rob took Ranji's poor advice,
you agree with me on this?
When he tried to stand up to the dog, he personally hurt you, attacked you? That was a personal attack, because if that dog is your spirit animal.
I mean, it did feel a little personal.
Yeah.
And she's very clean. I have to tell you, she's
Okay.
very clean.
So we've had here's what I've noticed about some women with dogs. They think their dog is a lot cleaner than it actually is. This is in
Thank you, Chris.
my personal experience.
Yeah.
The dog is never as clean as mom thinks it is.
So Jake is on YouTube.
Right.
Jake is watching on YouTube, Holly, and Jake said if it's a girl dog, she gets a pass.
It is a girl dog.
That doesn't make any
That
sense.
doesn't make a difference. A butt is a butt. A dog butt
Yeah,
is
but
a dog butt.
his like little weenie's not out there.
Okay,
Well,
that's
I'm
not
just-
what.
Well, no, I'm just saying
Absolutely true.
Yes, thank you,
Absolutely.
Holly.
That's why I get girl dog.
Yes.
That's not the weenie is not the grossest part of the dog.
Well,
That's not, Chris. Thank you. It's still a dog butt.
Amy, I'm with you. Yes, that is the gross part.
Does your dog shed?
No, actually, she's an Old English sheepdog.
Did you say shed?
They do
Yes.
not shed.
Yes, I did
Want to
say.
clarify that.
Yes, shed. Does it shed?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I
Wanted
know
to
it
make
does the
sure
other
we're
thing.
Clear on that, Chris. So
I mean, I'd like to argue that some humans are probably dirtier in their bed than my dog.
But do you let humans get in the bed with their shoes on?
thank you.
No, but I mean, occasionally I see someone putting on their shoes, and they may even sit a shoe on the bed when
Oh,
they're putting their
no.
shoes on. I've witnessed that before in my own household.
Oh my gosh.
What is on the bottom of a shoe?
Who does that?
Oh my gosh.
Rob?
Rob?
I've seen Rob do that. Put a shoe on the
This
bed.
guy
and-
has.
Rob, you're killing me, man.
Rob,
Chris.
you just
That's
fell
not
off your
true. That's
high
not
horse.
True, Chris.
Yes,
She's
it
just
is.
saying that. She's just saying that to make herself feel better, Chris.
Oh my gosh.
I do not.
Rob,
It's
you
absolutely
have
true.
to be honest, Rob. Do you put your shoes on the countertop? Like you set them
Oh
there?
no, never, ever, never put a shoe on a countertop.
When you pack your shoes in a suitcase, do you just throw them in there and let them touch all the clothes?
No, I put them at the bottom of the suitcase, Chris, so that my clothes are on top of them and that they are not.
Okay, what does Holly do?
I mean,
Well,
that's
I
the
do the
mystery.
same. I put them at the bottom with the bottom down, so
Yeah.
they're not touching the clothes.
Holly and Rob, as we talk to you, I feel like it's important to remind you that both Chris and I are we're single and not married to anyone or each other. And
guess what else we don't have? dog butts on our pillows.
Well, we don't, but
Thank
I
you.
just want to say that we're probably bad people to get advice from. As Ron, who was watching on YouTube, said, Chris said, "Oh, this is not a good idea. Let's do it." That's what Chris said, probably.
I'm going to bat for my guy Rob.
Yeah.
Because
Thank you, Chris.
it's so gross. We had a surgical nurse who checked in and said never let a dog in the bed because dogs are disgusting. And in fact, they tell patients before surgery, clean your sheets before the surgery and do not let the dog in the bed after because dogs are disgusting. What do you think of that, Holly? This is from a surgical nurse.
Well, I mean, here's what I think. I have been sleeping with a dog in my bed on and off for over 50 years, being a person in my 50s, and I'm fine. Totally fine. Never got sick, ill, or had a bad effect from a dog being in my bed. Only good effect because it's calming and you love your dog. So it's nice to snuggle with them.
Rob doesn't calm you by his presence? Can't he? He can snuggle you.
That's a valid point, Chris. I would think, that should be enough calming. How calm do you need to be? I'm pretty darn calming, I must say.
Yeah.
So,
I'm going to take the fifth on that.
just my presence in the room should be calming enough. The fact that I'm laying next to you in a bed.
Right.
That,
no.
Chris,
Actually, no.
How you stay single this long, Chris? I don't understand.
Pollyanna Ranji over there.
Holly, doesn't this, listen to Rob. This is a plea for help from Rob. And he just wants you to love him. And he wants to think that he is enough for you. And you don't have to have a dog in the bed too.
Well, I hate to tell you, Chris, but he is not. I need my dog.
How long have you guys been married?
We have been married for 3 years in February.
I've been together 10.
Okay.
Okay.
Has the dog been part of the thing the whole time?
Yeah, 5 years, remember?
Or did you just start
5
sleeping in the
years.
same bed 3 years ago?
Well, no, don't answer that. You don't have to answer
5
that.
years.
You don't have to answer his questions.
Yes,
but
you do.
The dog, though, technically, Stormy has been, not married because, they've been married 3 years and Stormy's been around 5, but they've been together 10. So I don't know how to weight that as far as points go.
Right. We've lived together most of the 10. So,
Okay.
Okay.
Big Blonde Dan has texted in and he says the hair length on the Old English sheepdog guarantees it's not as clean as you think. So
she's groomed, though. She goes to the groomer.
every day.
She does get groomed.
No,
not
not every day, Chris. Not every day.
Yeah.
But she does go outside. She does do her business every day, multiple times.
Does she have a
So-
pretty good stomach or does she get sick easily?
No,
She's got a good stomach.
She's very healthy.
No,
That's
she's
good.
very
Holly?
good about that.
Do you clean the sheets every day? Because we have another nurse who has texted in and says if you insist on the dog in the bed, you should change sheets every day with 2 giant red exclamation points.
I do not clean my sheets every day. And again, I've never had any ill effects from sleeping with a dog.
Well, not yet. Give it time.
Give it time.
Not yet,
Well,
Chris.
has Rob had any ill effects?
No, I think Rob's good. We're both
okay.
very healthy with the dog.
No,
in the
but
bed.
sometimes my sleeping is just, disturbed sometimes with just the thought of the dog's butt where I'm laying.
Do you ever put your head down and smell something?
I do not.
Okay.
No.
That's
I do
good
not.
because that would
That's
be
good.
the absolute deal breaker is if you were like,
That's the deal breaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be bad. That would be bad, Amy. So it's just like as soon as I get out of bed, that darn dog is right there in my spot.
I still think you did the right thing by standing up to Holly and telling her what you thought because you got to stand up for yourself, man.
and I think Holly did the right thing by giving the look.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
Rob knows who's in charge. He knows.
Yeah.
All
I mean,
right.
Holly, you got to save the guys from themselves sometimes.
Okay.
Exactly.
And I just want you to know that Amy is not being honest because as soon as you get off the phone, she's going to say, ew, that dog in the bed is
Well, I would
disgusting.
never
can't
sleep
believe,
with a dog in the
I
bed.
can't believe.
Here's what I know. The dog in the bed is a deal breaker for me for sure. Like I'm a no dog in the bed person, but even higher on the hierarchy of important things is that the wife is always right. I know that for
Thank
sure.
you, Amy. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Rob?
Do you both of you have dogs? Are you dog people?
I love dogs. They're not allowed
No,
in the
he
bed.
doesn't have a dog. I'm a dog person, but I don't have the ability to care for a dog. I'm still working on keeping my plants alive. So I bought my
Same.
mom.
Right.
I bought my mom a puppy for Christmas in 2020 and surprised her. His name is Francis, and he is precious.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad you both didn't say you have cats.
Yeah, cats are disgusting.
evil.
Yeah,
you know they
that's-
would
that's
eat
just-
you.
if they were big enough.
If they were big enough, cats would eat their owners. It's terrible.
Agreed.
It's a terrible thing. Dogs are where it's at, man.
So, Holly,
Well,
Rob,
just so you know, I'm going to still be working actively to keep that dog butt out of my bed. I
Yes.
don't know how that's going to work out.
do
but-
not give up.
Because I'm on
Do not
both of
give
your
up.
sides. You know, I think Holly as the wife is always right, but I do think dog butts are gross.
I should leave you with this.
Okay.
Sean Malone, KMOX news reporter, who we just spoke to about 15 minutes ago, says that he and his wife share their bed with 3 yellow Labradors.
Whoa!
And then he said, "Tell Rob to get over it." And I think we need to have an intervention with Sean now.
Now we need to go after Sean.
Right?
Yeah. So
Out
we're
of 3,
Wow.
3 yellow labs.
how do they fit in the bed?
That's what I'm trying to say.
And Sean's
the
like
only
6'5".
The only reason it's not 4 is the 4th one is too old to get up in the bed.
Oh my gosh.
So
Wow.
anyway,
Those are the days I'm dreaming of, Chris. That's the day I'm looking forward to.
when the dog's
when the
too
dog
old.
can no longer jump.
No, you know what she got to do? She got to try to build stairs next to the bed.
Right.
Oh, thanks for the idea. That's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
thanks, Chris.
Barbara on YouTube said, "Here's a solution: take Rob's pillow off the bed."
All right. Come on. All right. You go ahead and send us a picture of the dog. We want to tweet it out if that's okay.
Absolutely.
So if you know how to, we'll put you on hold and then we'll give you a way to send the picture to us, but we'd like to put it out there so people can see your big dog that isn't allowed in the bed.
Perfect.
Right.
Well, we will do that.
Holly and Rob,
Thanks,
thank you so
guys.
much. Good luck.
You bet. See ya.
Thank you.
So we have solved absolutely nothing. It is the Chris and Good Sports, Holly and Rob. The Chris and Amy show. When we come back, we did mention we were going to talk to Sandy Lamott, health and wellness writer for CNN, about how you can fight early stage Alzheimer's. And there are certain steps you can take. We'll discuss that next on KMOX.
At 5, when others are running out of steam, the Redbird Rush Hour hits the gas. Kevin Wheeler, Matt Pauley, and Bernie Miklasz bring sharp analysis, fresh insight, and no recycled takes. Real baseball talk for fans who know the game. Redbird Rush Hour, weekdays at 5 on 104.1 FM KMOX, the voice of St. Louis, the unrivaled voice of baseball.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Grounded third, diving play by Arenado. Big up the out. Unbelievable.
Get ready for the ultimate showdown. The New York Yankees come to Busch Stadium the weekend of August 15th through the 17th, and they're bringing the star power. See sluggers like Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton take on your Cardinals in one of the biggest series of the season. Finish off your summer in style with the Cardinals and Yankees. Great seats still available. Get yours now at Cardinals.com.
This is Nolan Arenado, St. Louis Cardinals, Fort Lulu.
Summer in St. Louis means one thing: Cardinals baseball. It's more than a game, it's an STL tradition. The crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, the boom of the fireworks, It's the soundtrack to summer for Cardinals Nation. So grab your cap and glove, take your spot in the stands, because in St. Louis, baseball is more than a melody, it's our favorite song.
Summer is here. Time to enjoy baseball, barbecues, and the shade of your trees. When it comes to tree care, call the certified arborist at Gamma Tree Experts. Hi, I'm Tim Gamma. Protect your valuable trees from storm damage or devastating insects such as the emerald ash borer. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. For pruning, spraying, fertilization, or removals, call Gamma Tree Experts today at 314-725-6159 or visit us at gammatree.com. Your trees deserve the best care.
Today, the Cards, the Rockies.
Ameren Total Access 550.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Chris Ranji, Amy Mark scores with you, and a lot of people interested in this next discussion about fighting early stage Alzheimer's and how you can do that and if it works. And joining us now is the health and wellness writer for CNN, Sandy Lamott, who has looked into this, the new study and its findings, and she joins us now. Sandy, thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, as we get
Are
started,
you talking? Go ahead.
I was going to say, as we get started, do you want to set the table, like how we should, what you found on how we should view this?
Well, the lifestyle changes that can help prevent Alzheimer's, that's something that we probably all know and just don't do if you're like me. Like 30 minutes a day of exercise. You're supposed to pick something you like to do and do it till you're breathless. And that means until it's hard to talk to someone next to you. You have to do strength training and stretching. You need to learn to meditate or do yoga. You surround yourself with positive people. Positive socialization is really important to our mental health. It seems to be one of the biggest factors, actually. Of course, you're supposed to get plenty of good sleep. And, of course, it's best if you're on a plant-based diet, like, say, the Mediterranean diet, which has won a ton of awards. Oh, and I might mention, CNN.com has a lot of newsletters, free ones, that you can sign up for, and we'll teach you how to stress less, sleep more, eat better, even on how to start the Mediterranean diet. Just go there and sign up.
Also, what's the name of that newsletter if I go to CNN.com to find that newsletter?
I think they're Life But Better newsletters.
Okay.
Under it's Eat Better. You just search newsletters on CNN.com and you'll find it.
Awesome.
So this is, all the things you're saying, when it comes to a lot of different illnesses, it feels pretty intuitive of what you can do to prevent, certain diseases from happening or help try to lessen the chance of getting a certain disease later in life. All of this stuff seems pretty intuitive too, but what does the research say about all of it specifically?
It shows that these very things are doing a lot of help. So there was a recent study of 2,000 people. It's called the Pointer Study. It just came out. It looked at people who did not have early Alzheimer's and showed some improvement, maybe a year or two of a slowness of their brain decline by doing these kinds of activities, these kinds of lifestyle changes. There was another study, the one that we're talking about, that had a woman named Tammy who was able to bring her mental cognition back from being very, very foggy in early stages of Alzheimer's. That study was done by Dr. Dean Ornish. It's his Ornish method, which is very intensive. And there's yet other studies that have been done out of Florida where individuals have been able to actually even eliminate levels of tau and amyloid in their brain. Those are the big baddies that cause Alzheimer's or start the fire anyway. But all of these people that really succeeded have one thing in common. They worked really, really hard at it. The ones who worked really hard at it are the ones that had the most positive results.
Yeah, and I'll just refer back to your story to give some specifics, because I know your story paints a really good picture about Tammy. She was in her late 50s, and she started to forget things, lose track of things, her car keys, her eyeglasses, her purse. She might misplace it multiple times a day. She would forget key characters in a novel that she was reading. She left groceries in the garage. So these are the specifics that Tammy was dealing with, and obviously was very upset about that. You feel like you're losing your mind. And as you note in the story, after 20 weeks in a randomized clinical trial designed to drastically change her diet, exercise, stress levels, and social interactions, her cognition improved. And as you mentioned, that amyloid, that hallmark of Alzheimer's disease, even a blood test shows that that was retreating from her blood levels. So this is
to some degree, yes.
To some degree. So it's not just stopping the advancement, but you can perhaps modestly reverse a little bit.
We hope so. Let me point out that this was a small study of only 50 people, and they've only been followed for 40 weeks. So we really don't know how they're going to do long term. You know, our bodies react very well to an improved lifestyle. Our oxygen levels, our heart rate, the heart is completely connected to the brain and vice versa. You know, all of those things that we do for our heart are really good for our brain. So all of this effort that you do to keep your body healthy is also going to keep your brain healthy. Whether or not it can actually stop the fire of Alzheimer's, it seems to with Tammy and a few others, but there were a number of people in that study that it didn't help. So I think we're just a little bit early on saying that we can move the needle completely, maybe a bit. It's looking promising, but again, we have kind of one-off situations, very few people at this point. It's going to need large studies for this to prove, but that doesn't mean that people can't get started right now. In fact, you know, preventative lifestyle is all about starting in your 20s, 30s, and 40s. If you really want to put the fire out of Alzheimer's before it even begins, that's when you need to start with the preventative practices of being healthy.
Yeah, Sandy Lamott, CNN wellness writer, with us on KMOX. And all of these things that we're talking about, I know that you also cover, food toxins and microplastics and, the effects of ultra-processed foods on all of us. How much do those things have an effect on Alzheimer's down the road, or how much do we know about that?
There have been some studies that show a direct connection between ultra-processed foods, for example, and dementia. The reason for the connection isn't totally clear. You know, microplastics are in our blood all the time. We're constantly inhaling them and reintroducing them into our bodies. Almost everything in our world has some plastic in it. You can't even get dressed to go to work without using plastic. So, you know, and science is really early on these things, but it does appear that there are a grouping of toxins. You know, you have the plastic phthalates, PFAS, BPAs that seem to disrupt our endocrine systems and our hormonal levels. There's the microplastics, which we're just starting to learn about and what they may do or not do. We really don't know. To the body. And all of these sorts of things are almost like, you know, modern day issues that we really don't have a handle on yet.
You talked about the processed foods and the microplastics, and then also how with someone like Tammy, right, in this study, it was a big change to their lifestyle. Well, we also know that lifestyle deeply and profoundly impacts like your mood, or if you're dealing with maybe some depressive symptoms. How much does depression or improving your mood help fight early onset Alzheimer's?
Well, that is a key part of Dr. Ornish's program. You know, in addition to being on a vegan diet and exercising every day, people in that program that Tammy did had to spend about 8 hours online, 1 hour per time, eight times a week, doing socialization and other sorts of things like that, and learning meditation, because that's also a key here too. And so for him, I mean, he calls it eat less, move more, and love more. I mean, the studies have shown over the years that if you want to live a long life, a long, healthy life, that having close, positive relationships are part of the key reason for that. It's almost as important as anything else.
Yeah, and
That's sad too, because a lot of people are very lonely today.
It's so true. It's so true. And I know it's probably slightly different, but I mean, we've all gone through hard times and been very sad and felt, not that we've dealt with depression, but we've felt depressed at times or sad, maybe after a loss or a death. And I can say, like, when your mood is down for prolonged periods of times, but you do forget things and you feel disconnected, and not that I'm saying that that's Alzheimer's or anything. I'm just saying that our mood affects our cognitive ability greatly.
Absolutely. And not only that, but it affects our ability to make changes. I mean, who wants to get up and make these very intense changes if you're depressed? But I have to tell you a story. On the 2,000-person trial, the Pointer trial that I mentioned, I interviewed a woman by the name of Phyllis Jones, and she was in massive depression before she started. And so when her son looked at her 30-year-old son, and said, "Mom, I didn't know I was going to have to be your caregiver at this stage in my life," she decided that she was going to do something, and she looked around and found the trial, and she joined it. And according to her, it has changed her life. She has no depression. She's energized. She was the biggest, happiest person I think I've spoken to, and I can't remember when. She was just amazing. She can't wait to tell the world. She actually went to Toronto to the International Alzheimer's Association conference and spoke to everybody about the success she had in the program. So she's an example of how if you do get up while you're not feeling well and do it, it'll turn your depression around too.
Wow.
I mean, it's really remarkable, I think, research, and it's, again, I think it's intuitive, right? I think all of this stuff makes a ton of sense if you just think about it logically, that yes, taking all of these steps should help your health in multiple ways. And I know the research is going to continue, and you will be covering it. We appreciate you talking with us today. And I'm sure that we are going to reach out and talk with you again, because there's a lot we could get into. There was a recent study on coffee and caffeinated coffees that I wanted to get to with you, but we just didn't have time to do it because I brought this story up yesterday.
We need to talk to you again, Sandy.
Okay, caffeinated. Well, coffee's, coffee actually is pretty good for you. A lot of the studies say that 3 cups of coffee. Here's the problem: it has to be black coffee. Yeah, I don't know about you, but I don't like black coffee.
I don't like black
can
coffee
drink it.
either.
I can't. It's not my favorite, but I can drink it.
Well,
half
that's
and
what
half.
the studies show.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Okay, well, I'm going to come back with a half and half study, and we can put them together.
We'll see how it goes. Sandy Lamont, terrific reporting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sandy Lamont, health and wellness writer for CNN. Yeah, that caffeinated coffee story that I mentioned yesterday, that's hers too. And 3 cups a day. It's always like, just drink 1 cup in moderation. That's it. But 3 cups. I don't think that means 3 ventis. I think it means 3 8-ounce cups.
Everything in moderation, even moderation.
What about having dogs in your bed? Because we know some people who don't do that, who don't moderate, and they allow every dog they've ever seen in their bed all at once. And his name is Sean Malone. It's Chris and Amy Show. Don't forget, Ollie Marmol comes up at 12 o'clock on the Gas House Gang here on KMOX.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson. Paid for by Action Matters. Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out.
Attention parents of children who have used the gaming platform known as Roblox. If your child was a victim of sexual abuse or harm of any kind while using the Roblox platform, you may be entitled to compensation. Roblox is facing multiple high-profile lawsuits, including an ongoing class action, alleging it failed to protect users from foreseeable dangers that led to the grooming, exploitation, and sexual abuse of minors on the platform. Claims allege Roblox turned a blind eye to predators, unsafe games, and deceptive monetization practices that targeted children. Victims were contacted through in-game chats and coerced into private conversations on third-party apps. If you believe your child may have been a victim of grooming, sexual abuse, or harm of any kind while using the Roblox platform, you may be entitled to a cash settlement. Text our helpline now to find out if you have a viable compensation claim against Roblox. Text GONE to 32 32 32. That's GONE to 32 32 32. GONE to 32 32 32.
When you want a brand new kitchen, there's nothing to it. There's a brand new way to do it. 3-day kitchen and bath. It's all about time.
3 days or less.
At 3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
Do you love your house and hate the thought of assisted living? Whether you're caring for a loved one in your home right now or planning to live independently in the years ahead, call 3-Day Kitchen and Bath. They can completely remodel your old bathroom in just 3 days and back up their work with a 100% satisfaction guarantee on both their quality and craftsmanship. If all you need is a new walk-in tub or easy entry shower to make your life easier, they could do just that for you. Avoid the hassle and stress of remodeling. Check them out on the web at 3daykitchen.com or call 3-Day Kitchen and Bath for your free design consultation today. 3-Day Kitchen and Bath. It's about time.
It's about time.
3 days or less.
At 3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
Hey, it's Jeff Sachs at Sachs Financial, retiresafestl.com. Have you ever wondered what it's like to work with a financial advisor? Are you in your 50s or early 60s and really haven't talked to anybody about how you retire? Give me a call today. Check out our website, retiresafestl.com.
The KMOX City SC Soccer Showcase, presented by Michelob Ultra. Heads to Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill in Wentzville, Thursday, August 14th. A limited number of fans can get an autograph or a picture with City SC left back Jay Reed. Register to win great prizes. Enjoy great food and a cold drink. Hot Shots in Wentzville, the place to be Thursday, August 14th from 6 till 8 p.m. for the City SC Soccer Showcase, presented by Michelob Ultra. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
Baseball is all about stepping up to the plate when it matters most. And when you've been injured, you need a heavy hitter in your corner. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, proud sponsor of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-525-7718, 800-525-7718, 800-525-7718.
You've got a ton of equity in your home. You're sitting on a gold mine, and you could do so much with all that cash, like travel, invest it, or pay off debt, but you can't touch it unless you sell your home. But you really don't want to move. And besides, homes are sitting on the market for a long time these days. You're trapped, right? Well, not with TrueHold. With TrueHold, you can cash out your equity in as little as 30 days. And listen, you don't have to move. You can stay in the home you love as a renter. So that's TrueHold's Sell and Stay program. You cash out your entire home's value and stay put. TrueHold even covers property taxes, property insurance, and essential repairs. So imagine using that equity to travel, invest, or pay off debt and stay in your home. It's brilliant, especially in this slow market. You get an all-cash offer now by calling 1-855-300-9993. You can also visit TrueHold.com, the smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's TrueHold.com.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan, along with Dr. Colleen Bosler from the Audiology Center. Doctor, tell us a little something about the history of the Audiology Center.
At the Audiology Center, we care about our patients. They are like our family. For us, we want everyone to feel comfortable and confident in their choice to work with us. We ensure best practices for our patients, which include real ear measurements and testing to ensure the best possible outcomes for everyone with their hearing aids. Dr. Fons started the Audiology Center in 1982, and I purchased the practice in 2017. Dr. Adam Voss joined us about a year ago, and we all want to use our educational backgrounds and our passion for hearing care to help everyone reconnect to their loved ones. We have been around for 43 years, and we want to earn your trust in your hearing care needs. We have 3 locations. Call us at 636-441-7470 or visit us online at theaudiologycenterstl.com.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX and the free Odyssey app.
Ollie Marmol's coming up at 12 o'clock on the Gas House Gang. Bernie Miklasz, Tom Ackerman, me, Chris Ranji. A few more minutes to go here on this show, less than a couple actually, with Amy and Chris. Glad you're with us all day. You've been fun and great. We have a California King, this text message says. And in this California King, we share it with 2 small dogs, 1 big dog, and 3 cats. There's not much room left in the bed. Also,
and cats, see, here's the thing. At least dogs have the decency to usually cover up their buttholes with their tails. Cats they display them all the time.
They're equally disgusting.
Worse, no, they're more disgusting.
This texter says, Amy, that, and this is in reference to Holly at the very end of the interview, asking if we like cats because cats are gross.
They're evil.
That's what she said.
Well, yeah.
This texter says, no need to hate on cats just because you like sleeping with dog butts in your face. And I kind of agree with that.
But that's not why. Independently, if there was no such thing as dogs, cats are still mean.
And does the dog groom itself with the same tongue that it licks its butt with? The answer, I believe, is...
No, cats groom themselves. Dogs don't lick their bottoms unless something's wrong.
Also a message, Rob needs to grow a spine and throw the dog and the wife out of the house. That's a little intense.
I don't like that guy at all.
Yeah, I don't think they need
That's
to
a terrible
do that.
text.
By the way, on our Twitter account, at Chris Amy KMOX, you should follow it because we're going to have a photo of Stormy the dog. And then we're going to let you vote if you would let Stormy in the bed or not. She is cute. Stormy is cute. So
cute.
at Chris Amy KMOX, follow us there. Anything you missed, get it on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast. Chris and Amy Show podcast will be available soon. Ollie Marmol on the Gas House Gang next.
Home title theft. It's on the rise and it's devastating if it happens to you.